following is a presentation of Westwood One Sports. It's time for the NFL Divisional Playoffs, presented by Intuit TurboTax.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes, cocks his arm, throws a pass, caught by Rice, 10 to the 5 to the 4, play one, touchdown! The Chiefs have scored on a touchdown pass of 12 yards. 6-0 Chiefs, just a couple minutes gone in the game.
Allen takes the snap, now he'll keep it himself, running to his left, inside the numbers, gets to the 40, cuts to his left to the 30, 25-20, big man inside the 15, sidelines inside the 5, touchdown Bills! Josh Allen, a 52-yard scamper, and he gives the Bills a 20-0 lead, and snowballs go flying in the air yet again.
Jared Goff takes the final knee, and the final seconds are going to come off the clock. The Detroit Lions have got their first postseason win in 32 years, and the Lions are moving on to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs.
On 3rd and 7, pressure up the middle. Mayfield lobs it up, and it's caught at the goal line. Chris Godwin almost fair caught that rainbow from Baker Mayfield. 23 yards and the exclamation point, punching Tampa Bay's ticket to Detroit.
Every postseason game.
Last week, that's in the past, man.
Until a champion is crowned.
New challenge today, new opponent.
The road to Super Bowl 58 continues.
We're here to win. That's it, by any means necessary.
Now, let's head to the stadium and join Kevin Kugler and Hall of Famer Tony Baselli.
We welcome you to Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan for Game 1 of our playoff doubleheader, as the NFC North champion Detroit Lions host the NFC South champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Today's NFC Divisional Playoff game is presented by Intuit TurboTax. Hi, everybody. I'm Kevin Kugler, along with Hall of Famer Tony Baselli and sideline reporter Olivia Deckers. We continue our coverage on the road to Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Olivia will join us shortly from downstairs, as will Scott Graham from our Westwood One studios. Later tonight on most of these same stations, it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills in the final game of divisional weekend. But first, it's time for the Bucs and the Lions, two teams that, Tony, I don't know at the beginning of the year if you'd said, hey, divisional weekend, I think we'll be in Detroit to watch Tampa Bay and Detroit play in the second weekend of the playoffs. I'm not sure anybody would have really thought that was a thing that was going to happen.
Yeah, I think people thought Detroit was up and coming after the way they finished last season. They went to Kansas City and won opening weekend, so they said, okay, Detroit probably is the best team in the NFC North. But Tampa, no. I think there's a lot of questions. Tom Brady retires. Okay, Baker Mayfield, 1-year deal, $4 million, competing for the job in camp. You know, Todd Bowles on the hot seat, and they had a stretch where they lost 4 in a row, right, coming out of the bye, where I think everyone's like, okay, at 4-7, it's probably, they're done. But they got hot late. They started playing well. Baker is definitely the leader of this team. He has played outstanding. Todd Bowles got the defense going. They're blitzing. They're being aggressive. And you know what? They played great last week, and they're here. And that's what happens in the playoffs. It's not so much what you do in September and October. It's how you play starting November, December, and who's hot going in. And Tampa was hot going in, and that's why they're here today.
And their opponent last week was not in the Eagles, and they took care of them 32-9. Meanwhile, Detroit and the Rams, probably the best game of Wild Card weekend. Lions get the win 24-23, sending everyone in Detroit into a frenzy. Now the key is, how do you build on that if you're Detroit and try to get out west to take on San Francisco?
I actually think they'll be more comfortable in this game. You know, so much was made, the long drought, never having a playoff game here in Ford Field. This place was crazy. They started fast, but then it got close. I think they come in today as like, hey, we now are comfortable. We are the better team. We won our division. Let's go take care of business. Let's play a clean game. Let's get to the NFC Championship.
Let's check the weather report, sponsored by Prize Picks. Make this game even more exciting with Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Sign up now and make your picks right up to the fourth quarter. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions. The great news is it's indoors, so 25 degrees outside. not a big deal. Perfect indoors, which is a big deal for our sideline reporter Olivia Decker, who we will check in with when we return. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Menards has it all for keeping your pets happy and healthy. We offer everything from food and treats to our huge selection of toys, bowls, leashes, collars, and more. Purina Pro Plan chicken and rice dog food provides your pets with outstanding nutrition, plus exceptional taste. It's made with high-quality protein, including real chicken, as the first ingredient. Pick up a 35-pound bag of Purina Pro Plan dog food for only $69.48. Price is good through January 28th.
Save big money at Menards.
I get it. Planning for a future without you in it can be a little unnerving, but it's important, really important. Your family really needs you to take a few minutes and plan for your future. And don't worry, we can help. I'm Andrew Borey with Borey Law Offices. We help families plan for the future with confidence. Are you worried about what will happen to your assets and your loved ones after you pass away? Borey Law can help you create a comprehensive estate plan to ensure that your wishes are carried out exactly as you intend. It's super easy to get started. Just visit BoreyLaw.com.
What's up, Doc? A brand new medical podcast brought to you by Decatur Orthopedic Center. Join Dr. Sams and Dr. Sullivan as they take a peek behind the drapes into the world of orthopedics. They will explore the newest trends in orthopedics, sports injuries, and musculoskeletal health. These leading orthopedic surgeons will go into detail about surgery, life as a surgeon, and the impacting change of orthopedics. Find What's Up, Doc at nowdecatur.com under the podcast section or anywhere you get your podcasts.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
It looks like your luggage is over 50 pounds. Is there anything you can take out?
Oh, yeah. Let me just toss all these $20 bills.
Great. Let me grab you a trash can.
Stop. Instead of throwing money away, move some clothes into a carry-on. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Back in the Motor City ahead of this divisional playoff game between the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Alongside Hall of Famer Tony Baselli, I'm Kevin Kugler. Time now to welcome in our sideline reporter for this afternoon, Olivia Decker, who I'm sure is much happier this week than in Kansas City in the cold last week. Am I wrong?
You are not wrong, Kevin. No. So we won't have to combat the cold, but we will have to combat the noise. I actually talked with Baker Mayfield just moments ago warming up, and his eyes got big talking about the crowd noise that they'll face today. This crowd reached over 133 decibels last week. That registers as the fourth loudest game in NFL history. We know that had a direct impact on their 1-point victory over the Rams, as it forced LA to take 2 timeouts to prevent delay of game penalties in the second half. Coach Campbell said it won us the game. So Baker Mayfield, used to play for the Rams. He asked former teammates about this tough environment. They told him it was the loudest thing they'd ever heard. So this week, Buccaneers pumped in extra crowd noise and music at practice. They prepared more silent counts. Baker says they may have to plug and play some of their calls. We know it's a rematch from Week 6, but Coach Bowles tells us this week we're a different team now. We're tougher. We're stronger. They'll need to be tougher and stronger today to combat this crowd who is as confident as this team.
Yeah, both are extremely confident. This is going to be a lot of fun. Much more to come from Detroit as we approach kickoff between the Lions and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But when we return, Scott Graham joins us from our Progressive Insurance Studios. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $750 on average. Call or click today. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Hey folks, Rich Eisen here. Get ready because the football playoffs are here and the guys on my show are having a blast picking their teams and stats on Prize Picks. Plus, with basketball season going strong, they're able to pick combo projections across both sports. Join them on prizepicks.com/primetime. Easy gameplay and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what they tell me makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Brockman's loving that aspect. He's hooked. And all you need to do is visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. That's code primetime at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Don't be left on the sideline this basketball season. Go to Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Welcome to our Westwood One studios as we get you ready for a second day of divisional doubleheader action. I'm Scott Graham. Later on tonight, we're going to take you to Buffalo, where the Bills meet the Chiefs in the playoffs once again, but this time at Highmark Stadium. We begin, though, in Detroit, where there's a love affair happening right out in the open. Motown has embraced the Lions, and the feeling is mutual. Following last week's playoff win, the first in a generation over the Rams, Detroit tries to punch its ticket to the conference championship game today. And there's little doubt who's driving the car. Jared Goff completed 82% of his passes for 277 yards, a touchdown, and no interceptions last week, all while Ford Field was chanting his name. I asked him this week about the palpable excitement level in Detroit right now.
Right, it's a special place, man. It's a special place. It's been waiting for something like this, and so no one really knows what it is until, it's been able to get some success like we've had. And it's been years, man. It's been years. Shoot, longer than I've been alive, that they've had some real success. And for these fans to be able to enjoy some of this right now with us is really special. And get another home game to do it again in front of them will be special again.
I take a look at this offense and the pieces that you have, the receivers that you have, the tight end you have, the running backs. Is this one of, if not the best complement of offensive pieces you've had in your time as a quarterback?
Yeah, certainly one of them. We got, really no weakness on offense. We've got good running backs. We got a good O-line. We got good receivers. We got a great tight end. We got great players all over the place, and it's really hard to stop. We can do all sorts of things schematically and give defenses some hard times, but we got to make sure we load back up and do it again this week.
As the quarterback who's orchestrating all of this, you've been given, from my understanding, more control over being able to make changes, being able to call things, being able to adjust things on the fly. Is that a job that you had been hoping to get better at and move into from your younger days?
Yeah, certainly. I think, once I got here, that was kind of the MO of what we did. And the offense we ran prior in LA, there wasn't much of that coming from the quarterback. So it was, when I got here, they gave me those responsibilities, and I grew into it even more and more, and I've earned even more and more as we go. And it certainly makes my job a lot of fun and a challenge every week, and gives me something, to work for and to be ready for.
Your coach is an emotional guy, wears his heart on his sleeve. People like that about him very much. And the buy-in in terms of what you guys do, every one of your teammates that I've talked to during the course of this year has hearkened back to him. Tell me a little bit about what he means to this team and what that relationship has been like for you.
Yeah, he's our leader. He's our guy that tells us what it is, tells us what it isn't, is honest, gets us going, knows when to push, when to pull, and is really a hell of a head coach, and has done a great job with this team.
You have experience playing playoff football, and there's a number of your teammates who did not. Does that come into play at this time of year in any way, or is this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, and it's just like it was in Week 8 or Week 12 or Week 16?
Yeah, it really is. I think the magnitude of the game gets bigger, but we got guys who can handle all that, and now we've certainly got guys who can win playoff games. They just showed you this past week, so yeah, we'll be just fine with as the games keep getting bigger. Our guys will be ready.
Last thing. When are you going to get the opportunity to sit back and realize what this moment in time was for you, your teammates, and the city?
Yeah, not for a while, because hopefully we got some bigger ones coming up. This was a great win for us and great playoff win and something that means a lot to the city, but it'd be nice to get 2 of them and then to get 3 of them and even more. So, yeah, one day I will, but right now is not the time.
Goff has thrown for at least 350 yards and 2 touchdowns in all 3 career starts against Tampa Bay. And only one quarterback who was drafted number 1 has won 2 playoff games with 2 different teams. Today, Jared Goff can join Hall of Famer Peyton Manning in a very exclusive club. Up next, the quarterback of the defense trying to stop Goff and the Lions, a conversation with Bucs linebacker Levante David. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Science is not an opinion. People come before pipelines. It's not too late to act on climate. No one is above the law. At Earth Justice, we hold these beliefs to be self-evident. As a national legal nonprofit fighting for your right to a healthy environment, we are 150-plus lawyers representing clients free of charge because now, more than ever, the Earth needs a good lawyer. No one fights more cases on the environment than Earth Justice. And we win because these are fights we cannot lose. We win for scientists so they can serve at the EPA. We win at the Supreme Court because clean water is for everyone. We win against fossil fuel plants so communities can breathe freely. If you believe what we believe, then help us fight the good fight and help us keep winning by going to earthjustice.org today. That's earthjustice.org.
Mom, Dad.
Before you throw out those unused medicines, just think for a minute.
Grandma, Grandpa, all you guys take meds. That's why you gotta dispose of your old pills correctly.
Those pills for your back pain or migraines.
When you throw them in the trash, those medicines can become lethal in the wrong hands. Our hands. You may be finished with that medicine,
but those pills are making me real popular at school.
My brother James could think they're candy. Our dog loves to get in the garbage, and those meds can make him sick or worse. So stop. There are better ways to dispose of your unused meds.
There are lots of police stations, local pharmacies, and hospitals that are approved to take in unused meds and dispose of them safely.
Disposal sites are close by.
It's easy, and it's the right thing to do. For us. The ones you love.
To find a medicine disposal site near you, visit www.safe.pharmacy. A public service message from the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy.
Welcome back to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One from the Progressive Insurance Studios. I'm Scott Graham. Looking for a career path with flexibility, great pay, and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. Tampa Bay's defense finished the regular season ranked 23rd in the league in yards allowed per game, but they held Philadelphia to 1 offensive touchdown in their wild card win. Now they face a healthier and more explosive offense in a hostile environment. Levante David has done this before. He's been around for 12 seasons and won a ring in Super Bowl 55. When we talked this week, I asked him if having that successful postseason experience comes into play now.
Yeah, it's very important, I think. My first year in it proved that. You gotta stay even keel, throughout the postseason. You're playing against tough opponents. Everybody who made the playoffs is worthy. You can't let the small things become big things in the postseason. It goes back to the taking care of all the fundamentals of football, honestly, when you get to the postseason, because sometimes people lose their way. But once you get back to the basics and stuff like that, those be the ones who prevail.
Watching what you guys are doing right now with Baker and watching him over the course of the year, watching him kind of grow into this role a little bit more of this team. I know it's not your side of the ball, but tell me a little bit about how he's grown over the course of this year.
Yeah, I think Baker's a guy who's taking one day at a time, 1 week at a time. He's constantly learning. He's a great leader. A lot of guys in the locker room have a lot of respect for him. But soon when he walked in the locker room, we welcomed him with open arms. And he understood what he was coming into, the standard that we have, the culture that we built, the leadership that we have, and he fit right in. He just came in, wasn't trying to do too much, was just being himself, and that's all we asked for him to do. We definitely a football team who has his back. And we always tell him that. But I'm definitely proud of the way he competes. And a lot of guys feed off his energy. And it's great to see it, live in person.
When you have already played a team once and you get him again, and that was fairly early in the year, do you expect that there's going to be a lot of differences, or do you expect that the team you're playing is pretty much who they are? There might be a wrinkle here or there, but it's pretty much the same.
There might be some differences, and then, sometimes, it may add a couple things, but at the end of the day, they're going to get back to doing what they do. A lot of stuff they do, it's hard to stop, so why go away from it, So I feel like once you get in the postseason, everybody, kind of like throwing little wrinkles here and there, but at the end of the day, you just gonna be mano a mano. You gotta, whatever they call, you gotta stop it.
Jared Goff has spent a lot of time in his time in Detroit learning more and getting more comfortable with being in charge of the offense, being able to call things out, being able to switch things at the line of scrimmage. How much of this week have you spent inside Jared Goff's head?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, man, it's tough, man, because he know where he's going with the football, and he know where his guys going to be with the ball, to get them the ball. As a defender, that's kind of tough to defend. You got to kind of try to, like, anticipate things, stuff like that. But, you just got to be on point every time. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing what we expect, man. Jared Goff, he wasn't the number one overall pick for nothing, So, he's playing some great football, and you see why they're in the position they're in right now.
Do you surprise yourself that you're still able to fly around to the ball the way you are at this point?
I don't really think about it like that, man. I just think about it as just having the opportunity to play the game. The good Lord has blessed me to be able to play the game that I love to play at a very high level, and I want to continue to do that. I don't try to take it for granted. Anytime I'm out there, I know 10 other guys are counting on me to do what I need to do and be my best. So I just feel like if I'm not putting up that best effort that I usually play with, then there's no need for me to be out there. So every time I'm out there, I'm trying to go 100% every time.
Vontae Davis, 33, and figures to be a busy man today. The Bucs defense top 5 against the run, but allowing almost 250 passing yards per game. You want more numbers to help you make your personal decisions for today's game? We've got that. Up next, Nick Costos from BetQL Network. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Chris Brockman here from the world-famous Rich Eisen Show, and the playoffs are now. The stakes are higher than they've ever been, and there's no better way to turn the playoff football's big game energy into 100 times your money than Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players. Pick more or less their projection for a wide variety of stats and place your entry. Boom! It's that easy. You could turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Get in the lab and cook up your winning entry. Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks is matching your first deposit of up to $100 when you download the Prize Picks app and use the code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Welcome back to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs on Westwood One. A doubleheader on tap today with the Bucs and Lions, followed by the Chiefs and Bills. Time now to welcome in Nick Costos of BetQL Network with some of the numbers our listeners might be interested in for those matchups. Nick?
Thanks, Scott. Let's start with the Bucs and Lions from Detroit. The Lions, a 6-point home favorite, and the total 49.5. The betting interest in this game has been on the underdog Bucs and the over. Detroit was a 6.5-point favorite for much of the week, and the total was 48.5. Bettors seem to be optimistic in Tampa's ability to score and keep the game close. If you disagree, it's the best the price has been all week to bet Detroit. As for the Chiefs and Bills, Buffalo, a 2.5-point home favorite, and the total 45.5. And this market has been stable all week, which means bettors think that both numbers are just right. So it comes down to your opinion on who wins and how high scoring a game it'll be. As for props, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce lined at 61.5 receiving yards. He had 83 against the Bills back in week 14. I'm Nick Costos from the BetQL Network, sponsored by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Please gamble responsibly. Scott, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Nick. Scott Graham in our studios. I will be back at halftime, and we'll have a conversation with the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid. But up next, we're going to rejoin Kevin Kugler and Tony Baselli at Ford Field in Detroit. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
The strength of America, our values, our way of life hasn't just been won on the battlefield. It's won every day in our communities when we come together, extending hands of compassion, service, and hope to those who need it most. For over 100 years, the American Legion has been strengthening communities across our nation by providing life-saving help and support to our veterans and neighbors during times like we're facing today.
It's what the Legion's all about.
From blood drives to distributing food, from responding to emergencies and protecting the most vulnerable among us, our mission is making America's communities stronger.
We are one family, and therefore we care.
We are the American Legion, veterans strengthening America. To learn how you can help, visit legion.org.
Hello, I'm Jose Hernandez, and I have been using a wheelchair since my accident in 1995.
My name is Andrea Dalzell, and I've been using a wheelchair since I was 5 years old.
I guess if I had one message for the general public, it would be that I appreciate your help, but please, ask first.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that I've actually got everything under control.
I think people get nervous. They don't know how to act, so they pretend I'm not there.
What probably bothers me the most is when waiters talk to my companion and not directly to me.
I think everyone with a disability can relate to that parking spot problem.
We know you're just parking in a disabled spot for a second, but please, don't. We're just looking for the same respect and consideration as everyone else.
United Spinal Association is dedicated to enhancing the quality of life of people living with spinal cord injuries and disorders. Download our disability etiquette booklet at unitedspinal.org.
And we welcome you back to Detroit, closing in on kickoff between the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers alongside the Hall of Famer Tony Baselli. I'm Kevin Kugler, and it's time for Tony Baselli to tell us how each team can take control of this game. Tony's Keys are sponsored by Empower. Take control of your financial future and empower what's next. Get your free dashboard at empower.com. Let's start, Tony, with when the Lions have the football. What do you see?
Well, listen, everybody knows what happened last week with this Todd Bowles team on defense. They pressured the heck out of the Eagles, and the Eagles had no plans. They pressured 54% of the snaps, 78% on third down. And so coming to this game, they're playing a very hot Lions team who's played outstanding. Jared Goff has lightened it up. They have to win on early downs. Because if they can't win on early downs and get in those third and long or second and long situations where they can unleash the blitz, they like to bring zero a lot, one more than the Lions can pick up. You know, that's how they're going to win. And Jared Goff has the largest drop-off from a quarterback rating from not under pressure and under pressure. He is lights out. If he has a clean pocket, he will dice this Buccaneers defense up. And they're not very good against the pass, Kevin. But if Todd Bowles can dial up the blitz, win early downs, and get after them, watch out.
Let's flip sides, and when Tampa has the ball, what do you expect to see?
Well, it's interesting. These teams are very similar defensively. The Lions also really bad on pass defense. They've given up in the last 2 weeks over 425 yards. The last 4 weeks, a receiver has had at least 141 yards receiving. They're getting killed. But what they're doing is great red zone defense. A lot of yards between the 20s, but they're winning in the red zone. And that is going to be the key. The Rams killed them last week between the 20s, but had to kick a lot of field goals. And if they can do that against a very hot Baker Mayfield, Mike Pence, Chris Godwin, but winning in the red zone, they're going to win this game.
Yeah, Rams 0 for 3 in the red zone last week. That was the difference in the ball game, and that's why the Lions are home again today to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The opening kickoff between the Bucs and Lions is coming up. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Hi, Hi, my name is Alani. A little thing I like about the Spicy Deluxe sandwich is that you taste the crunch, you taste the pepper jack cheese melting, and you taste the spicy flavors in the sandwich. I'm telling you, 10 out of 10.
Hi, my name's Enrique. A little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's Spicy Deluxe sandwich is you get that rich flavor of the chicken and definitely that nice, tangy, warm bite. It's the perfect harmony of spiciness and taste.
Order the Spicy Deluxe sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Welcome back to the NFL playoffs on Westwood 1. It's time for another memorable moment in football history, sponsored by Vicks Vapo Cool Drops.
Rob Thomas now in the game at wide receiver, giving Reedell Anthony a blow. Oregon motions. And to give to Allstott, 30 to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. Mike Allstott breaking tackles, takes it in for the touchdown. And Tampa Bay now with the 19-0 lead with 11:06 to go here in the third.
Mark Champion with the call, courtesy of WXYT in the Lions Football Network from the 1997 wild card meeting between the Bucs and Lions. The only other time these two franchises have faced each other in the playoffs until today. That Allstott TD gave Tampa Bay a commanding lead early in the third quarter on the way to a 20-10 win. The victory was the first in the postseason for the Buccaneers in 18 years and would mark the beginning of a run that saw them qualify for the playoffs 5 times in 6 seasons and culminate with their first ever Super Bowl title in 2002. That's today's memorable moment in football history, sponsored by Vicks Vapo Cool Drops. Vaporize sore throat pain with maximum strength menthol and a rush of Vicks Vapors. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood 1, your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 58.
We are
Fox Sports 1050 AM Decatur is WDZ Decatur. Stream Fox Sports 1050 anytime at nowdecatur.com.
The Detroit Lions have won the toss. They have elected to receive the football, but before they do, let's go downstairs to Olivia Decker.
Kevin, I was curious how Lions rookie tight end Sam Laporta would look today as he was listed as questionable. He was limited in practice as late as Thursday and Friday. He was wearing a big brace last week because he suffered a hyperextended knee and bone bruise in Week 18. He played 80% of the snaps and even scored a touchdown. But again, this week was touch and go. He's wearing the same brace. He looks great cutting. Speed looks good. They used him a lot more in the run game. He is huge for this Lions offense.
And this place is whipping into a frenzy, literally whipping towels around in every single seat. You know the terrible towel in Pittsburgh? These are white towels.
Yeah, what do they call if it's terrible towels in Pittsburgh? What is it called in Detroit?
Well, they're not waving the white flag of surrender. I know that, as the kickoff will go through the end zone. And our opening kickoff of the NFL Divisional Playoffs is presented by Intuit TurboTax. And out to the 25-yard line come the Detroit Lions, and let's set the offensive starters. Taylor Decker, Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow, Graham Glasgow, and Penei Sewell from left to right along the line. Sam Laporta, the tight end that Olivia was just talking about out there. Jamison Williams, Josh Reynolds, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, the wide receivers. David Montgomery, the starting running back, and Jared Goff at quarterback. In the shotgun on first down, moving from our left to our right along the left hash. Gets the shotgun snap, this Goff. Pumps, pressure comes, floats to the left and throws it too high for David Montgomery. He was the outlet, and he missed him high. It's incomplete. 2nd down and 10. And defensively for Tampa Bay, Kalijah Kancey and Logan Hall are the ends, with Vita Vea, the big man in the middle at 350 pounds. Yaya Diaby and Shaquille Barrett, the outside backers. Devin White and Levante David, the inside backers. Jamel Dean and Carlton Davis, the corners. Antoine Winfield and Ryan Neal are the safeties. 2nd down and 10. 3 receivers to the right. He'll throw to the left side. Montgomery, who slips through a tackle and then trips up at the 32-yard line. Levante David was the man who had him around the ankles, and he just got enough to bring Montgomery down after a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, early in this game, Kevin, Detroit's going to work from the line of scrimmage here, and they're playing trying to speed it up.
On 3rd down and 3, Goff with a clean pocket, but it's batted down at the line. Trying to throw left, and Kalijah Kancey He's just 6 foot tall, Tony, but he jumped up and was able to bat that one to the turf, and the Lions go 3 and out.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, much different than last week. They opened up the game with 3 straight drives, getting touchdowns against the Rams. This is a 3 and out, and 3 straight passes. You know, Vita Vea is a really tough guy to run against between the tackles, and the Lions have been good up front, and they are all year running the ball with those 2 backs, Montgomery and Gibbs, but coming out, trying to get Goff going early and just connected on 1 of the 3 passes.
And just 33 seconds off the clock as Jack Fox comes in to punt it away. Devin Tompkins is the deep man, standing at his own 20-yard line. A line drive punt. Tompkins a backpedal right back to the 20-yard line where he started. Breaks away from initial contact. Veers to the right side, still at the 20. He ran and he ran and he ran and he got nothing. Good coverage by the Lions, and the Buccaneers will start at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, nowhere to go. I mean, Tompkins does a good job breaking the first tackle of the gunner, but then as he spins off to the right, there are 7 Detroit Lions corralling him, and he's like, well, I'm just going to get down because there's nowhere for me to go.
And you can hear the crowd behind us.
Yeah, here we go. This is a big advantage for this Detroit defense, and the Buccaneers, communication is key. You got to be really solid.
Split backs in the backfield, O'Keefe and Rachaad White. Mayfield to throw on first down. He'll throw it short. White with the catch at the 25, and Rachaad White with a good gain out near the 28-yard line. That'll settle the crowd down a little bit, Tony. Just an 8-yard pickup, simple pitch and catch between Mayfield and White.
Yeah, neither of these defenses are very good at stopping the pass. The Bucs are 29th in pass defense. The Lions, not much better. They're 27th. And we saw the Rams and Matthew Stafford really pick them apart between the 20s.
Second down and 2 at the 28. Single back is White. Mayfield standing up, now goes back under center. Middle of the field, moving from right to left. The handoff is to White. He's got an opening on the left side, bounces off a tackle to the 35. White across the 40, and he forces his way down to the 44-yard line. A pickup of 16 for Rachaad White. Kirby Joseph and John Kaminsky on the stop, but it's a Buccaneer first down.
Well, that's just off tackle, and White does a great job, just under 1,000 yards rushing this year, but he goes right behind the best offensive lineman for the Buccaneers. That's Tristan Wirfs. Great matchup today. We just saw it right there. Him and Hutchinson, and Wirfs is tough to get around and pass, but is also a very physical run blocker.
In the pistol on first down along the left hash. Shotgun snap comes to Mayfield. Hands it to White. Tries the left side. Not much there this time. Maybe a yard to the 45. Brian Branch there on the stop. And let's set the rest of the starters for these two teams. Tony mentioned Tristan Wirfs, the Pro Bowler at left tackle. Aaron Stinney, Robert Hainsey, Cody Mauch, and Luke Gedeke along the left to right offensive line. Kate Otten, the tight end. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. O'Keefe started in the backfield with Rachaad White and Baker Mayfield, the quarterback. Josh Paschal, Aiden Hutchinson, Aleem Mitchell, Benito Jones on the defensive line. Derek Barnes and Alex Anzalone, the backers. Kendall Vildor, Cam Sutton, Efatu Melifonwu, Brian Branch, and Kirby Joseph in the secondary. 2nd and 9 at the 45. Mayfield with pressure coming, and he's sacked. Back near the 35-yard line, they brought pressure from Melifonwu. He had 3 sacks on the regular season, and he buries Baker Mayfield for a loss of 7.
Well, everything all week talking about Todd Bowles and this Buccaneers defense and how they dial up the blitz, but Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator for the Lions, said, I got something for you. Melifonwu just coming off the right side of the Buccaneers offense, and they do not identify it. They had enough blockers, but they don't account for Melifonwu, and he is scot-free, and Baker Mayfield has no chance. And now you hear this crowd, 3rd and long. This is where it's a nightmare for an offense in this building.
3rd and 17. Lions rush 3, throw over the middle, deflected and intercepted. Off the hands of Mike Evans, into the hands of C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Weaving around at midfield and up the left sideline out of bounds in Buccaneer territory.
Well, turnovers are always huge in every NFL game, but they're magnified in the playoffs. And the first big error is by the Buccaneers. And we saw last week in that big win against the Eagles that a couple of the Buccaneers receivers had trouble holding the balls and having drops. That's a high pass, but one that you think and you expect Mike Evans to come up with. It just ricochets off his hands, and in the middle of the field, when a ball gets deflected, bad things happen. It's just a deep in cut. Yes, the ball could have been delivered better, but my look from here, Kevin, it looked like that's something Mike Evans usually comes down with.
So first down at the 41-yard line of Tampa Bay. The bend to the fullback motioning to the right side. The handoff is to Montgomery, who swims forward to the 37-yard line. He got into that line and just like a forward crawl stroke, moved his arm forward, picks up 4, and it'll be second down and 6. Along with Tony Baselli and Olivia Decker, I'm Kevin Kugler here on Westwood One. You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs, presented by Intuit TurboTax. Second down and 6. Awful turn, the handoff to Montgomery over the right side, and he lunges forward to the 32. We've got a flag down coming in from behind the secondary as Montgomery went down.
Kevin, that's going to be holding on the Bucs defense. Anytime that back judge throws a flag in, his job is to look at the interior of the defensive line.
Holding. Defense number 94. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
I mean, it's almost 100%, and that's Cansey, the rookie. And what those big guys on the inside, they do, they try to grab hold of those guards or tackles and try to stop them from getting to the next level to get up on those linebackers. And that back judge his only job is just to stare at that interior at the snap. And you saw the flag come out, and I like the Lions. After starting 3 straight passes, they've started this drive by running the ball. They have such a good offensive line and 2 great backs.
Put the ball at the 28-yard line. It's first down. Off to throw on first down. Has time. Throws for Laporta. Missed him running to the far sideline at the 10-yard line. Ryan Neal with pretty good coverage on the talented rookie tight end Sam Laporta at second down.
They were trying to run a little levels concept. They had Amon St. Brown underneath on the out, and they're running the corner over the top with Laporta. But perfect coverage by that Buccaneers secondary. Nowhere to go. And Goff tries to sneak it in there, but it would have had to be just a pinpoint throw, and it was just a little off. But he had to lead him, because if he throws it behind him at all, it's going to be an interception.
St. Brown in motion to the slot right. 2 receivers to either side on second down and 10. Goff to throw. Slings it over the middle. Flag is down as it's caught by Williams near the 20-yard line, or the 15-yard line rather. But we'll wait and see about the flag, which is thrown at about the 24-yard line.
It was thrown early in the play. And I think someone's holding the Monroe St. Brown.
Face mask. Defense number 27.
Yeah.
15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Technically, that's a hold. It's just holding the face mask.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. I mean, he held him, but he didn't hold the arm. He just held his face.
Which goes from, if you hold the arm, it's 5 yards. If you hold the face mask, it's 15.
Or in this case, half the distance to the goal.
Another first down.
I have a conversation with Bill Dinovich and our referee crew about the spot here.
I think they're doing math right now to say, okay, half the distance, carry the 2.
Yeah. And it takes quite a few. I mean, there are, let me count, there's 4 in one huddle, and then we have an auxiliary huddle of 2 additional officials.
Now they're all coming together.
Yep, now they've all brought, do your numbers, check mine.
Correction. The penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Okay.
So they're going to mark this one down. Looks like at about the 8-yard line after the...
It's going to be about a 7.5-yard penalty.
And it will be the 8, and it will be first and goal. And the Lions, with 10:06 to play in a scoreless first quarter, trying to cash in on the interception.
Well, this is what they did very well last week against the Rams. They were outstanding, especially in that first half, in the red zone, converting these situations into 6 instead of settling for 3.
3 for 3 in the red zone last week. Single back is Jahmyr Gibbs. 2 receivers to the right of the line. Goff will turn, give to the rookie. Gibbs trying to find some running room. He cuts back to the right and goes down near the 3-yard line. Yaya Diaby, another rookie who came on late for the Buccaneers, especially from a pass rush standpoint, there to make the tackle. It's 2nd and goal, 9.5 to play, first quarter.
Well, I think a lot of people were surprised that the Lions picked Gibbs as high as they did with Bijan Robinson on the board. They said, no, we like Gibbs, and it's been a great 1-2 punch with him and Montgomery. You saw how well he does between the tackles, good vision, cutting it up in there and getting what he could.
2nd down and goal from the 3-yard line. Play action. Goff with backside pressure. Throws to the end zone. Juggled and almost intercepted. It should have been picked off by Jamel Dean. It hit him right in the hands, and he couldn't pull it in. Pass intended for Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the Lions dodge a major bullet there.
Well, like you said, they're trying to get it to St. Brown, and it's just a crosser, and Jamal Dean undercuts it. He does a great job of reading Goff from the start, undercuts it, and I have no idea he caught it. I mean, it is an easy floater that hits him in the hands, and it's just a flat drop.
3rd down and goal from the 3. Handoff. Montgomery tries to jump cut right, and he runs right into Diaby and goes nowhere. In fact, loses a yard back near the 5-yard line. And Dan Campbell, who's never afraid to go for it on 4th down, says, yeah, we're not going to go for this one. We're going to get points on the board, and Michael Badgley will come out to kick the field goal.
It was almost like he was just fighting with himself in his mind, going, I do not want to kick a field goal. I want to go for it, but this is the right decision. Early in the game, get points on the board. You're at home. You want to get something out of that turnover. Defense did a great job and come away with something, and they're going for the 3.
23-yard try by Badgley, up and good, and a 3-0 lead for the Detroit Lions. A reminder that for every field goal made throughout the postseason, Barbasol will make a donation to Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol Shaving Cream, an American original for over 100 years. Close Shave America. Close Shave Barbasol. 3-0 Lions, 8:25 to play in the first. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Menards has it all for keeping your pets happy and healthy. We offer everything from food and treats to our huge selection of toys, bowls, leashes, collars, and more. Purina Pro Plan chicken and rice dog food provides your pets with outstanding nutrition, plus exceptional taste. It's made with high-quality protein, including real chicken, as the first ingredient. Pick up a 35-pound bag of Purina Pro Plan dog food for only $69.48. Price is good through January 28th.
Save big money at Menards.
What's Up, Doc? A brand new medical podcast brought to you by Decatur Orthopedic Center. Join Dr. Sams and Dr. Sullivan as they take a peek behind the drapes into the world of orthopedics. They will explore the newest trends in orthopedics, sports injuries, and musculoskeletal health. These leading orthopedic surgeons will go into detail about surgery, life as a surgeon, and the impacting change of orthopedics. Find What's Up, Doc at nowdecatur.com under the podcast section or anywhere you get your podcasts.
Ready to dream big? You got it at Staley Credit Union. Improving your home, consolidating debt, taking a vacation. You've got big dreams, but you need cash. We offer lower interest home equity loans up to 95% of your home's appraised value. With better rates and membership benefits, your big dreams can become bigger realities. At Staley Credit Union, you got it. Learn more at StaleyCU.com. This institution is not federally insured by Member Choice. Proudly insured by American Share Insurance.
Join your friendly neighborhood real estate guru, Tom Brinkotter of Brinkotter Realtors, for Tuesdays with Tom, an all-new podcast on nowdecatur.com. Tom will bring you the latest scoop on our community and will sit down with special guests to discuss all things real estate and shine a spotlight on our community's movers and shakers. With Tom's wit and charm, you're in for a fun and informative ride every Tuesday. Tune in for the kickoff of Tuesdays with Tom on February 6th. Make sure to subscribe at nowdecatur.com today.
Find your way home. Brinkotter.com.
Kevin Kugler and Tony Baselli here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Ford Field. Tackle your to-do list with Grainger. From locker rooms to plant floors, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. 3-0 lead for Detroit. 8:25 remaining in quarter number 1. After the interception deflected into the hands of C.J. Gardner-Johnson, the Buccaneers defense holds inside the 10-yard line and forces a field goal from the Lions. So a 3-0 advantage for Detroit as Tampa will get the football back. Devin Tompkins is the deep man. He's got his toes on the goal line to our right. And the kickoff towards Tompkins. He'll drift to his left, and he'll watch it sail over his head through the end zone for a touchback. Once again, let's go downstairs to Olivia Decker.
Well, Kev, having C.J. Gardner-Johnson pick off Baker Mayfield on his first possession is just how the Hollywood scriptwriters would have written it, because this week he got in some hot water. He was saying Tampa Bay would be really good if they got a good quarterback, mentioning all the weapons they had with Evans, Godwin, and Gage. Well, Baker was asked about it in a press conference, and he called him out, saying, I think he's got to watch more film because Russell Gage hasn't played a snap all year. C.J. Gardner-Johnson did not play in the Week 6 meeting, and Baker said he was looking forward to seeing him, just not so soon.
Yeah, I didn't want to see him in that regard either, as he gets the interception, handoff to Rashad White, who goes up the middle near the 33-yard line, a pickup of 8. And right after that pick, by the way, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, where the play ended, flipped the ball back to Baker Mayfield. So already a little bit of an edge in this game, as you might imagine. It's the playoffs.
Well, and early in this game, Rashad White doing a good job. That's 3 carries, 25 yards. They're getting the run game going, and the Bucs haven't been good on the ground, and the Lions have been really good defensively, 5th overall, but early they're establishing the run game.
Yeah, the worst rushing offense in the NFL this year, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mayfield on 2nd and 2 throws, and it's deflected away from Mike Evans. Close coverage from Cam Sutton. It was Ball, Evans, and Sutton that all arrived at the same time. Evans can't control it, and now 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, that's a bang-bang play right there. Good job by Cam Sutton. He jumps the route. It's a slant by Mike Evans on the right side, and Baker's going there the whole time. Cam Sutton, tight coverage, and you're right. It's bang-bang, and, you know, it almost looked like Cam Sutton went through Evans, but it's right when the ball gets there, and I think that's a clean play, good no call.
Empty backfield. Now White will motion from right to left. 4 receivers to Baker Mayfield's left. Lions rush 4. Mayfield jumps a pass out for Evans, and Evans pulls it in on his right hip at midfield with Melifonwu on his left hip. A pickup of 17 and a Tampa Bay first down.
Yeah, the Lions are they're going to get caught in man coverage. And Melifonwu has the assignment against Mike Evans, and that's a good matchup. Advantage Buccaneers. It's not bad coverage, but it's perfect. A perfect throw leads Mike Evans, who's on a crossing route, just enough. No rush, no pressure. Nice job on 3rd down to move the chains.
Put the ball officially at the 49 of the Lions from the pistol on 1st down. Mayfield throws wide open over the middle is Trey Palmer. Palmer scoots across the 30, inside the 25 and down near the 20-yard line of Detroit. The rookie from Nebraska motors 23 yards. They're going to spot it at the 26, saying he was down there, and a first down for Tampa Bay.
Well, it's a nice play design. It almost looks like Baker turns the wrong way, but they're trying to fake the wide receiver screen, and it holds Cam Sutton long enough. It allows a bunch of space for Palmer just to run right down the seam. There's no one near him until Melifonwu gets over there.
Moving from our right to our left on 1st down. Baker under center. Pressure coming. He's in trouble. Mayfield twisted down. It's a sack. Brian Branch unmolested to the quarterback. 2nd sack of the day for the Lions, and this one a loss of 9.
Well, we talked so much in pregame and coming into this game about the Buccaneers blitz on defense. But early in this game, it's Aaron Glenn dialing up timely blitzes out of the secondary. And this time it's White who just falls down. He has the responsibility to pick up Branch, but it looks like he trips. And so Branch is scot-free, and Baker Mayfield has no chance to do anything.
2nd and 19 at the 35. Empty backfield. Mayfield pumps. Pressure comes. Mayfield steps up. He's going to run, and he'll just slide down with a 1-yard gain at the 34-yard line. There was nobody open. Mayfield had to scramble, and the one thing you can't afford to do if you're Tampa Bay right now, Tony, is take any more negative plays. You're on the edge of field goal range as it is.
Yeah, right here, it'd be about a 52-yarder. And so that's within the range. You don't want to take a sack, no negative plays, to give yourself a chance at a field goal. Obviously, picking up the first down would be great, but it's 3rd and 18. It's a low probability.
Chase Edmonds in at running back. Palmer motioning left of the line. Shotgun snap. The handoff is to Edmonds. A little stutter step gets him across the 30, and then he tumbles forward back down near the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard pass to the 25. Aiden Hutchinson on the tackle after the 9-yard gain. Not a play designed to get you the first down, but certainly a play, Tony, to set you up for this field goal.
Yeah, they were doing the math and saying, hey, listen, 3rd and 18, low probability. We can't afford to take a sack. That knocks us out. Let's go get 6 to 8 yards and even set up a more manageable field goal situation.
43-yard try for Chase McLaughlin. On the right hash, good snap, good hold, and the kick by McLaughlin is good, and it's a tie game at 3 with 4:19 to play in the first. And with that field goal, Barbasol will make another donation to Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol, the trusted choice for a close, comfortable shave. Close shave, America. Close shave, Barbasol. Lions 3, Buccaneers 3, 4:19 to play in the first. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at scheduleacovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The American Red Cross is facing an emergency blood shortage as the nation's blood supply has dropped to critically low levels. Blood and platelet donations are needed now for people counting on life-saving care after accidents, surgeries, and those facing critical treatments for cancer and sickle cell disease. You can take action today. Make an appointment to give blood. To book a time, use the Red Cross Blood Donor app. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your appointment.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File for free with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at scheduleacovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Buccaneers 3, Lions 3, 4:19 remaining in quarter number 1. From now through Super Bowl 58, stream the NFL on Westwood One for free, sponsored by AutoZone. You can listen to our broadcast of the NFL live on WestwoodOneSports.com, on the NFL app by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports, or on our affiliate stations' digital platforms. Make AutoZone your end zone. Check engine light on? Get it checked with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. Get in the zone. AutoZone restrictions apply. Tony, pretty nice answer for Tampa Bay. 8 plays, 50 yards, nice mix of run and pass. Mayfield 2 for 3 for 41 yards on the drive that ends in a field goal to tie the game at 3.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing right now is the ability of the Buccaneers to run the ball. They've been very effective. And then you look at the Lions, they're getting there with the blitz. And so it's interesting how this thing's kind of kicked it off early, but I think it really is going to help Baker Mayfield and this offense manage the crowd if they can continue to run the ball.
Line drive kickoff will go past Craig Reynolds and through the end zone for a touchback out to the 25-yard line. Don't miss all the NFL excitement on CBS tonight when the Kansas City Chiefs meet the Buffalo Bills in the divisional playoffs. Check your local listings for more details. Catch the NFL playoffs in Super Bowl 58 on CBS. You can also hear that game right here on many of these same stations on the NFL app or online at WestwoodOneSports.com.
Because, Kevin, so often in these situations, as the visiting team, when you know it's going to be crazy, be rowdy, you just got to endure that first initial wave.
And they certainly did, and that 8-play, 50-yard drive helped them endure it with points at the end. From the 25 on first down, play action. Ball, checking. He'll check it down to Gibbs out of the backfield on the left sideline, and he's out of bounds after a 3-yard pickup. Near the 28-yard line, Jamel Dean shoved him out of bounds. Good coverage downfield, though, by Tampa Bay, and nowhere to go for Goff. We've not seen the pressure yet to the same level from Tampa Bay that we saw last week, although we rarely see that level of pressure from anybody.
Yeah, I mean, it was the most in a long time at that level. And Goff wanted Amon-Ra St. Brown down the middle of the field, but it was outstanding coverage over the top on the back half by the Buccaneers.
2nd and 7. This is Gibbs on a counter to the left side at the 30 and just tripped up Levante David, an ankle tackle at the 34. And oh, Tony, if he doesn't get Gibbs on the ankle, we're not waiting for your comment right now. We may still be talking about a running play that's ongoing.
Yeah, there was not much between him and the end zone, and it's a little misdirection. They're going to pull Panay Sewell, and he's out in front and has a huge block just clearing the way. But this is where Levante David is so valuable. He can run sideline to sideline with the best of them. He gets on his horse and trips up Gibbs.
3rd down and 1. Motion across the sneak for Goff, and a quarterback sneak gets the first down. Riding a wave all the way out to the 36-yard line, maybe even the 37. He got a great surge up front from this very good and veteran offensive line the Lions have put together.
Yeah, they're outstanding, and probably one of the best offensive linemen in all football. Panay Sewell, the right tackle, just talked about how athletic he is. He's great in both the run and pass. We saw him pull him the last play, and he is such a dynamic athlete, such a big man, but great feet and very powerful.
From the 37-yard line, 1st down and 10. 2 receivers left of the line. Play action. Goff in a clean pocket. Throws over the middle. Catch made at the 45-yard line. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's down there with a pickup of 9. And it'll bring up 2nd and short for the Lions. They'll hustle up to the line. Excuse me.
Yeah, the Lions don't have a true number 1 outside receiver. But St. Brown is so effective out of the slot. They move him around, and he had a great year and just works the middle of the field so effectively.
2nd and short. Handoff to Gibbs. He'll go nowhere. May have even lost half a yard. Back near the 45-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. Great surge up front. William Golston, the veteran, in there to help. KJ Britt there as well.
Yeah, Britt playing in the middle with David, and you're right, it's Golston who gets the initial hit. But a great job by both interior guys tying up the 3 blockers for the Lions and allows Britt clean into the backfield.
2 tight ends right of the line. 2 receivers left on 3rd and 2. Quick toss to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who lunges right on top of the back of the Lion logo at midfield to make the catch, and he rides that Lion to a 1st down at midfield.
Well, they brought the blitz. The Bucs did. And Britt's coming. They do a good job. Gibbs picks him up. You got man coverage. It's just a little in-cut. Great job, actually, in the coverage by Carlton Davis III, but just a better throw and catch.
Handoff to Gibbs on 1st down. He'll jump up the middle, and Gibbs pushes the pile for an extra yard for 6 after contact. Good 1st down run for the rookie from Alabama. Want to get your biggest possible tax refund ASAP? Sounds like you need TaxSlayer. Enjoy TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy guarantee and file fearlessly at TaxSlayer.com.
The run game I think it's the key for both these teams. We've seen them be effective, and that kind of settles everything down, sets up the play-action pass.
On 2nd and 4, there's the play action. Goff bootlegs to the right, dumps it short when pressure comes to Kabinda, and Kabinda makes the catch at the 44 and doesn't go anywhere, so no gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 4, and that may bring us to the end of quarter number 1. Lions don't have to snap it again, and they will not. And we have reached the end of the 1st quarter. And it's been a good one. Tampa Bay 3, Detroit 3, all knotted up through 1. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood 1.
Finding quality candidates for your small business is no little league game, but Indeed can help you cover all your hiring bases. Their all-in-one hiring platform has smart tools to help you attract, screen, and hire quality candidates. And they don't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Nix the hassle. Start hiring. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit to expand your team today.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there. Here, buck, there, buck, everywhere, buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-DO.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
What companies deserve your hard-earned dollar? Which would you want to work for? How can you know if they share your values? Just ask us. Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks who really means business in supporting workers, customers, communities, the environment, and shareholders. We measure progress, track success, and help them be better. When you see the Just Capital seal, you know what's real, because just business is better business. Visit justcapital.com to learn who makes your dollar count.
Today's broadcast of the NFL playoffs on Westwood One is sponsored in part by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by Just Capital, by AutoZone, by Granger, by Wrangler, and by NFL.com. Second quarter about to get underway in Detroit alongside Hall of Famer Tony Baselli with Olivia Decker on the sidelines. I'm Kevin Kugler. Jared Goff in that first quarter in a 3-3 game, 6 of 10 for 34 yards. Mayfield 3 of 5, 49 yards. Gibbs, the leading rusher, 4 carries, 17 yards for Detroit. White, 3 carries, 25 yards, the leading rusher for Tampa Bay. We'll start this second quarter with a 3rd down and 4 from the 44. Lions now move from our right to our left, and Detroit already 2 for 4 on 3rd down today.
Well, and what's interesting, both these teams come in with terrible pass defenses.
Yeah.
And we thought the ball was going to get thrown all over the field. And both have really good rush defenses. And really, it's the rushing attacks that have kind of been, the phase that has helped both teams move the ball and be successful.
Yeah, it's really been the stabilizing force for both offenses. 3rd down and 4 from the 44. It's an empty backfield right now for the Lions. 2 receivers right, 3 wide to the left. Goff gets the shotgun snap. Pressure comes, he throws, and it's caught on a slant by Laporta, diving to the turf at the 31. Carlton Davis with the tackle after a 13-yard gain. But what a year it has been for the rookie Sam Laporta. 86 catches in the regular season for 889 yards.
You could argue he was the best tight end in all football this year.
First down and 10 at the 31. Shotgun snap. Goff. Lots of time. All day to throw. Coming back to get it is Laporta. And Laporta doesn't get much after the catch. He makes the catch at the 30. Twists forward to the 29. Give him 2. Davis well defended and just excellent coverage by the Buccaneers. Goff had an eternity in that pocket.
Well, and that play by Laporta right there tells me that his knee's feeling pretty good because he twisted and turned and was fighting for yards. He had the hyperextension last game of the year, and I don't think anyone thought he'd be ready for the playoffs, and he's kind of gutted through any pain, and he's a big part of this offense and showing up early.
Had a touchdown last week. Goff on 2nd down to throw again over the middle. It's Laporta on a cross at the 20, goes upfield to the 15 and dives across the 15 to the 14-yard line. A pickup of 15, and Laporta doing it every which way. He had 3 catches for 14 yards last week. That's already his 3rd catch of the day.
Yeah, it starts with the protection, though. Again, Goff has all day, and he is one of the best quarterbacks in the league when he has no pressure. And that takes a little bit of time. It's a basic route. They're going to run everyone off. Laporta's going to run a 15-yard into the middle of the field and clear the zone. And Goff finds him, delivers it, very well executed.
Lions in the red zone. Goff throwing for the left sideline at about the 2, but a little too tall for the 6-foot Amon-Ra St. Brown. It caroms off his left hand and out of bounds. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 14-yard line. Lions moving from our right to our left in the 3-3 game.
Yeah, trying to get St. Brown on the corner route. Jamal Dean is in coverage man-to-man, and Goff is going to throw that a little bit of a back shoulder. Not a complete, stop him, but work him to the end line, to the out-of-bounds line, and try to get that back shoulder. St. Brown tries to twist and turn to get it, but just can't come up with it.
Motion across from Josh Reynolds on 2nd down. Swing pass to Gibbs out of the backfield, and Gibbs will take it down inside the 10. Rolls over his tackler to the 9. KJ Britt is that tackler, a pickup of 5. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 from the Tampa Bay 9 as Todd Bowles' defense tries to get a stop inside the 10. Our score here at Ford Field, Tampa Bay 3, Detroit 3. 12:50 remaining in the first half. You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax, and 3rd and 5 coming up for the Lions at the 9. 3 receivers to the right of the line, 2 wide to the left, empty backfield. Goff gets the shotgun snap. Backpedals on the left hash, throws for the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown! Josh Reynolds leaping up in the back of the end zone to pull it down and give the Lions a 9-3 lead.
Great job by Goff being patient. Allow Reynolds to work the back of the end zone. And right when he clears, he's right underneath the goalpost. And because, again, great pressure, the Bucs only bring 4. They don't blitz. And that offensive line, I don't think that is a recipe for success for the Buccaneers. They cannot win with 4. The Lions are too good up front. They give Goff all day. Reynolds works the back of the end zone and clears, opens up. Perfect throw, touchdown.
Extra point from Badgley is good. And our first touchdown of the day belongs to the home team as Jared Goff finds Josh Reynolds for 6 and a 10-3 Detroit lead. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Sarcoma. Odds are you've never heard that word before. But for the 40 people diagnosed with sarcoma every day, it is a life-changing word. Life-changing and devastating because sarcoma is cancer. Sarcoma is a cancer of bone and soft tissue more prevalent in children than in adults. More than 6,000 people lose their lives to sarcoma each year. Treatment options for sarcoma are limited, and new therapies are desperately needed. More research and increased awareness is necessary to find a cure for a cancer that you probably didn't even know existed until now. Through awareness, advocacy, and research, the Sarcoma Foundation of America is determined to help those affected by this forgotten cancer, to bring hope to the children and adults whose lives are forever changed by a word they had never heard before. Please help us in the fight to find the cure for sarcoma. For more information on sarcoma and the work of the Sarcoma Foundation of America, please go to curesarcoma.org.
My name is Latoya Adams. I served in the Army. Being with Paralyzed Veterans of America, they have showed me so much is possible.
I'm Sean Castle, served in the United States Army. I went from laying in a hospital bed dying to being a professional wheelchair basketball player. And it started with that one moment where there's life. I am unstoppable because Paralyzed Veterans of America is by my side.
We are unstoppable.
Learn more at pva.org.
In Movember, we're best known for the mustache. Well, here's the thing. Men's health deserves support year-round, which is why we're more than a month, more than mustaches. All year round, we're doing more. We're delivering more research, more treatments, doing more to help men live happier, healthier, longer lives. But we need your support, because the more we can do, the more fathers, brothers, partners, sons we can protect. Movember, more than a month. Learn more at Movember.com.
Furnished by Movember.
10-3 lead for the Detroit Lions. Let's check the Lions drive summary, sponsored by the University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn an undergraduate degree online with UMGC. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev. 14 plays, 75 yards, took 6:46 off the clock. Goff to Reynolds, the former Rams connection, connecting in Detroit to give the Lions the 10-3 lead.
And that just gives this crowd even more juice. They're waving those white towels and got the music pumping in the background. I mean, this place is going off.
I think it's going to be very loud when Baker Mayfield and the offense head back out on the field, as they will in a moment. Kickoff through the end zone. And out to the 25 comes the Buccaneers offense. But before they do, let's go downstairs, check in once more with Olivia Decker.
Well, Tony already mentioned earlier, Detroit's defense struggles against the pass all season, ranking 27th in the NFL. But it's even worse lately, allowing 380 passing yards a game. That's in their last 4. Before the game, I asked Baker Mayfield while he was warming up how they can take advantage of that. And he said, look, their linebackers are so aggressive. We've already seen that. So we need easy completions up the middle to combat this noise and take what we can get. Let's see what they do here with maybe Trey Palmer, as he likes him a lot.
Palmer's the motion man, Olivia, from right to left, as Mayfield in the shotgun, looks to the right, throws it short. That's his running back, Chase Edmonds, out of the backfield, who goes out of bounds at the 29. Pick up a 4. Brian Branch chasing him out, but a 4-yard gain on first down is not the worst thing you could do if you're Tampa Bay here, Tony.
No, not at all. And what Olivia said is dead on. I mean, they have been just atrocious in giving up yards, but they've won 3 of 4, and they lost by 1 point to the Cowboys in that stretch. So they're giving up a bunch of yards, but not a lot of points.
And some still question about that loss to the Cowboys.
I do.
2nd and 6 at the 29. from the pistol formation now. The handoff is to Edmonds. He'll try the left side, and not much running room over there. A yard to the 30-yard line sets up 3rd down and 5. Benito Jones, the 335-pound nose tackle there to slow down Chase Edmonds.
Yeah, in the offseason, this Lions defense under Aaron Glenn is probably going to be a head coach after this going into next season. They made a concerted effort saying, listen, we were not good anywhere on defense last year. Let's start by stopping the run and then see what happens from there. And they've been good all year, 5th overall in the NFL.
3rd and 5 from the 30. At Crowd at a fever pitch. Mayfield from the shotgun, checks it short, crossing from left to right, and the catch made, diving down near the 35-yard line is Chase Edmonds. There is a flag down on the opposite side of the field at about the 33, and this one may negate what was close to a first down.
Well, Jalen Reeves-Maybin does a great job.
Interference. Offense number 88. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
That's Cade Otten, the tight end, Tony.
Yeah, it's a little pick play. And that's why there was so much space underneath. But give Reeves-Maybin a ton of credit, because if he doesn't make that tackle, it would have been a bigger gain. It wouldn't have counted, obviously, because of pass interference. And all the time, what you see teams try to do on these crosses, they get 2 guys crossed and 1 guy is set to pick and try to free him up, especially on those 3rd, 3 to 5 yards underneath cross and try to get in the guy's hands and pick it up.
Back him up to the 20-yard line. It's 3rd and 15. 1 for 3 on 3rd down are the Buccaneers. 3 receivers to the right of the line. Single wide left is Evans. Mayfield with pressure up the middle, steps up, checks it short. It's Edmonds with the catch at the 25. Weaves around the 30, twisting and lunging to the 34-yard line. He's going to be a yard short of the first down. He had parts of his uniform flying off. He had bodies shredding left and right. A little lunge at the end, just short. And now Todd Bowles will look at this 1 yard to go. And what's he going to do?
You got to punt it here. It's too early. It's a 7-point game. I'd love to see that spot again. I don't think that was a very favorable spot at all. I thought he reached out before his knee went down and got the ball to the 35, which would have been a first down. It'll be interesting. Does Todd Bowles throw the challenge flag here? They're taking their time. Lions late getting guys on the field.
No challenge flag in evidence on that far side. It is 4th and 1. The punt team is out. Donovan Peoples-Jones is the deep man. And they are going to punt it away. No challenge coming. Good punt from Jake Camarda, driving Peoples-Jones back to the 10. He'll watch it sail over his head. It bounces at the 1 and into the end zone for a touchback. A 66-yard punt, net of 46 after the touchback, and a timeout on the field. 9:41 remaining in the opening half. Detroit 10, Tampa Bay 3. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood 1.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage? You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Mobil 1 can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for only $37.99. Get everything you need for better fuel efficiency at any of our 6,300 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. Visit the BetMGM GameSense website at mgmresorts.com/GameSense for information on setting limits, guidance on odds and probability, and resources for problem gambling support. Plus, you can learn strategies and get tips on how to gamble more responsibly, discover the symptoms of problem gambling, and find out whom to call if you need help anytime, anywhere. Stay safe and have fun with BetMGM and GameSense. Please gamble responsibly. The playoffs are here. Get all the action on the BetMGM app today. Take the excitement of football to the next level with same-game parlays, odds boost promos, and much more. Plus, every time you make a wager at BetMGM, you can earn BetMGM rewards points. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. Illinois only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or by texting ILGAMB to 53342 in partnership with Paradise Hotel Casino.
Shop literally millions of new and used cars on AutoTrader. If you see a car on TV, driving by in your street, in your dreams, whenever, really. Pretty much any car you see, you can find one like it for sale on AutoTrader.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights, open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
Kevin Kugler and Hall of Famer Tony Baselli here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Ford Field. Give your team an edge with Grainger. You'll find supplies and solutions for every industry, plus fast delivery and 24/7 support. When you call, click Grainger.com or just stop by. 10-3 lead for the home team. The Detroit Lions take over. First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Tony, they started 1 for 3 on third down. They've converted their last 3. And how about Jared Goff? Kind of a rocky start, 2 for 6, just 18 yards, but since 9 of his last 10 for 60 yards.
Yeah, and this is against a Buccaneers defense that held the Eagles 0 for 11 on third down last week.
Off the play action, Goff to throw on first down. Nobody open. He's going to tuck it and run across the 25. He'll slide down at the 27-yard line. That's a 7-yard scramble for Jared Goff on first down. That gives Detroit a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, you do not see a lot of Jared Goff running with the football.
No.
And it's actually really good protection, but the coverage is outstanding, and there's nobody in front of him who says, hey, I'll take an easy 7, get down, no contact, 2nd and 3. That's a win.
Coverage has been pretty good today by Tampa Bay, but Jared Goff just been able to find his tight end several times, and that's been the difference. 2nd down and 3. Goff to throw to the right side. There's his tight end again. It's Laporta who levels Zion McCollum, who got down low to try to knock him down short of the first down, and Laporta just shrugged him out of the way and goes out of bounds at the 31 for the Lions first.
It's just you got 3 receivers outside. They're going to work Laporta into the flat, and just an easy pickup. And you're right. He absolutely lowers the boom on McCollum. And early in this game, Laporta, he looks 100% with that knee.
4 catches, 34 yards for Laporta today. On first down, the handoff to Montgomery. He started left and tried to cut back to the right, and he only gets a yard. K.J. Britt, Levante David both there to make the stop. The road to Super Bowl 58 continues tonight with the divisional playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs visit Josh Allen and the Bills. Which team will punch its ticket to the AFC Championship? Visit NFL.com/schedule for more info. Of course, Kevin Harlan and Mike Mayock are standing by to bring you that one right here on Westwood 1 as well. 2nd down and 9 at the 32. 2 receivers left. Laporta motioning from left to right. Out of the shotgun, Goff to throw. 5-man pressure throws. Laporta open over the middle at the 40. Up to the 44-yard line, and he's twisted down there. Jamel Dean with the tackle around the pads. A 12-yard gain on the play, but it's very clear Jared Goff's favorite target from the tight end room is healthy, and Sam Laporta rumbles for another first.
Well, the key right now is the Lions are doing a great job on the blitz pickup. They brought 5 there. Nobody's close to Goff at all, and you're right. They're just working Laporta this time in the middle of the field. He just worked from the slot on a slant and clears the linebacker, right, and there's nobody there. An easy throw, especially with no pressure.
4-man rush this time. Goff will air it deep down the right sideline, and he overshot the intended target, Jamison Williams. The second-year man from Alabama running stride for stride with him was Carlton Davis, so a little Auburn-Alabama matchup, and Auburn gets the best of Alabama on that one.
Yeah, Williamson tries to push off there a little bit, Jameis Williams tries to create the pressure, the separation, but perfect coverage. And sometimes you just need to do that. Just stretch the field. Let the defense know, keep them honest, that you take a shot, at least once a quarter. So they can't sit on routes underneath.
Laporta getting a breather right now. Perks are in at tight end. 5-man pressure. Goff will throw over the middle, looking again for Williams. Pass incomplete. Dean there to try to swipe the ball away from Williams as he was coming from the left sideline towards the right in the middle of the field. And now 3rd and 10 for Detroit.
Yeah, we got a little change. Owoshika is in at left guard because Jonah Jackson came out of the game and was taken to the locker room. And so watch that closely. So far it has not mattered because that offensive line's been a wall Nobody's that close to Goff.
3rd and 10. Goff with time again. Throws off the hands of Amon-Ra St. Brown. He was all alone over the middle at the Buccaneers 45, and it just caromed off his gloved hands to the turf. And it's 4th and 10. The punt team coming on. And the Lions get away from the run game. 3 straight incomplete passes, and they'll punt it.
Well, you don't see that very often. St. Brown has some of the best hands in the NFL, and that's a perfect throw. And you can see he just kind of takes his eyes off and is looking around to see what defenders are getting ready to hit him. He's a tough guy. He works the middle of the field all the time, and that's just a flat drop.
Jack Fox to punt it away. Tompkins standing at the 10. Fox wobbles a shorter punt down. Fair catch made near the 14-yard line by Tompkins. A 43-yard punt and a timeout in Detroit. Tampa Bay offense going back to work, trailing 10-3 with 6:44 remaining in the first half. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at scheduleacovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive presents Spectator Tips from Flo, who knows nothing about sports.
First, talk about retired players with reverence, even if they did crush your dreams when they played. Next, whenever people get excited, just yell, "It's about time!" Works in any situation. Finally, when someone mentions protecting the QB, tell them how Progressive protects you round the clock.
That has nothing to do with sports.
Nitro?
Anyway, bundle your home and auto to get round-the-clock protection with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Welcome back. All right, Jimmy, our Army veteran, for $400. Are you ready to answer the next question?
Actually, I'm good.
Huh?
Well, I already earn and save $473 a year on average with Navy Federal Credit Union. So, yeah.
All members of the armed forces, all veterans, and their families can earn and save more every year with a Navy Federal membership. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA. Dollar value based on the 2022 Navy Federal Member Giveback Study.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at scheduleacovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Welcome back to Ford Field in Detroit, along with Olivia Decker and Tony Baselli. I'm Kevin Kugler, and together with Navy Federal Credit Union, we'd like to thank you for joining us for today's broadcast of the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One, and give an extra special shout-out to the over 1 million men and women in uniform stationed around the world in military bases and ships at sea defending our nation. Navy Federal Credit Union proudly serves the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Our members are the mission. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Tampa Bay starting deep in their own end at the 13-yard line, giving this crowd a chance to rev it up once again. Everybody got wristbands in the crowd today, which all blink in various lights during their light shows, in between quarters, in between series. Kind of a cool effect, and all it's doing is just helping this crowd get even more jacked up. They've got the decibel meter up, trying to beat last week's record of over 133 decibels.
It's quite a show. They got the little lights going to the beat of the music. It's a lot of fun here in Detroit right now.
First down and 10 at the 13-yard line. Single back is Rashad White. Now they'll move Keith offset into the backfield. Baker Mayfield goes under center. Single receivers left and right. Mayfield changing things up a little bit on first down and 10 at the 13. Play action. Mayfield sets, pumps, throws to the right sideline. Catch is made. Evans plants his feet on the right sideline and able to stick them into the turf as he falls to his backside out of bounds. A pickup of 22 with a first down.
Yeah, he's working against Cam Sutton. They're in zone coverage, and Mike Evans is just going to put the brakes on at about 18 yards and work back towards, and Cam Sutton just keeps on running through. And that he's wide open, easy throw for Baker.
First down and 10 at the 36. Digs Tampa Bay out of that deep hole. And on first down, quick toss to the left side, and Godwin. They wanted to set up a screen for Godwin, but Aiden Hutchinson would have none of that. He was out there to pounce on the receiver for no gain.
Well, Hutchinson was dropping into coverage already. There was a little zone blitz. He's dropping. He reads it immediately and it just sprints to his right and is right there when Godwin catches the ball.
Well, the Dearborn, Michigan native was so fired up. Well, Ross Tucker last week was the first one to tell him they'd be playing here again today. He didn't realize they got a second home game. 2nd and 10 from the 36. Two receivers, Palmer and Godwin to the right of the line. And on 2nd down, Rachaad White with the carry. And White fights his way to the 39. Brian Branch, who had 7 tackles last week, gets the stop there for a 3-yard gain for White. As we pause 10 seconds for station identification, this is Westwood 1, your home for the NFL playoffs in Super Bowl 58.
Fox Sports 1050 AM Decatur is WDZ Decatur. Stream Fox Sports 1050 anytime at nowdecatur.com.
Bucs are 1 for 4 today on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 7. 4:52 to play first half. 10-3 lead Lions. From the 39-yard line of Tampa Bay, empty backfield, 4 receivers to the right of the line. Mayfield along the left hash, gets the shotgun snap. Pressure comes from Hutchinson, gets rid of it to White. White makes a man miss across the 45. And Rachaad White with good hesitation and burst forward gets to the 49. A 10-yard gain and a Tampa Bay first down.
Well, the Lions are going to walk up both linebackers into the A gaps, and they're bringing the pressure, and that leaves Hutchinson unblocked. But Baker Mayfield, and they reads it. They have the right play, little outlet to White, and then White gets up the field north and south immediately to pick up the first down.
Rachaad White's really had a good year, Tony. Over 1,500 scrimmage yards this season. 7th most in the league. What a big lift for Tampa Bay. 1st and 10 at the 49. Play action. Baker throws to the right side. Catch is made at the 45. It's Cade Otton across the 40. Another first down for Tampa Bay as the tight end gets inside the 40-yard line and is down near the 36.
Yeah, this is a big drive for the Bucs. This is a big opportunity down 7. They're putting a nice drive together late here in the first half. Getting ready to go into 3:40. And remember, they get the ball coming out of halftime, too, because they kicked off. So, you know, a game that has been close, but it feels like it's been controlled by the Lions.
Agreed, yeah.
But right now, this is a chance for the Bucs to tie it up and then hopefully go into halftime for them and get the ball coming out.
Shotgun snap to Mayfield. Play action fake. Mayfield under some pressure, tries to shrug it off. He does. Steps to the right and throws it away. Boy, he had heat up the middle, and it was Benito Jones who looked like he had him dead to rights, and then somehow Baker Mayfield, like a fish getting off the hook in the lake, just sort of slipped away from Benito Jones.
Yeah, Jones is working right in the middle, overhands it to center, and does a little swim move. And where the Bucs have had some issues this year is in the interior of that line. And I think that's where Detroit needs to attack them. And on 3rd down, I'd be moving Hutchinson inside over the rookie Mock, who's really struggled a little bit this year.
2nd down and 10 here at the 37. The tight end plus 2 receivers to the left of the line. Trey Palmer to wide right. Mayfield clapping for the shotgun snap. He gets it. The handoff to Edmonds over the left side. And Anzalone greets Edmonds rudely and tosses him to the turf at the 32. But a 5-yard gain for Chase Edmonds, and it sets up Tampa Bay with a 3rd and very manageable 5 yards.
Yeah, it's a good job. 2nd down, 10-1, just off tackle left. Edmonds does a good job of getting north and south, and I'd be running behind Wirfs all day. He's the one who really can move people. But on this 3rd down, we've yet to see Aaron Glenn kick Hutchinson down to the inside. Every once in a while this year he's done it. And with his athletic ability and rush ability, I think, again, that's an advantage on either of the guards against the Bucs.
He stays on the left side defensive line against the right tackle on 3rd and 5, and the toss too tall for Chris Godwin. It was just a quick slant to Chris Godwin, and Mayfield missed him tall. The pass is incomplete, and 4th and 5 means the field goal unit coming on for Tampa Bay.
Well, because there's pressure right up the front. They brought the blitz, and Baker has to get rid of that quicker than he wanted to, and really can't follow through. And when you see a quarterback who can't step into it with the pressure right in his face, that ball will float on him a little bit, and that's what happened.
And now a 50-yard try for Chase McLaughlin. Ball on the left hash at the 40. Good snap. Good hold. McLaughlin's kick off the upright. No good. He doinked it off the left upright, and the Buccaneers come up empty late in the 2nd quarter. 2:24 to play in this first half. The score remains Detroit 10, Tampa Bay 3. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood 1.
For fast sore throat relief, try Vicks Vapor Cool Drops. With maximum strength menthol and a powerful rush of Vicks vapors that works in seconds. Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks Vapor Cool Drops.
Feeling great starts with a great shave. And great shaves start with Barbasol Shaving Cream. For whatever your day brings, start it off right with the American original, Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
Barbasol. The playoffs are here. Get all the action on the BetMGM app today. Take the excitement of football to the next level with same-game parlays, odds boost promos, and much more. Plus, every time you make a wager at BetMGM, you can earn BetMGM rewards points. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. Illinois only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or by texting ILGAMB to 53342 in partnership with Paradise Hotel Casino.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Attention, attention. I'm calling on the trendsetters and the underdogs, the disruptors and the slept on, the ones who've been told they're too much. Welcome to NFL Flag. In this game, there's a position for everyone. No matter who you are, just bring it. Get ready to run, throw, jump, and fly. This game is our game. Let's play. Visit NFLflag.com to find a league and get playing today.
Kevin Kugler and Tony Baselli here on Westwood 1. You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. A 10-3 lead for Detroit. 2:24 remaining in the first half. And time to once again go downstairs to the third member of our team, Olivia Decker.
Lions left guard Jonah Jackson is still in the locker room. He's questionable to return with a knee injury, so you'll continue to see Kyoto Owashika at left guard.
All right, thanks very much, Olivia. Jonah Jackson, that's a big loss for a very good offensive line. Only allowed 31 sacks the entirety of the season, Tony. Only the Bills, Kansas City, and Green Bay allowed fewer sacks all year long.
I mean, they've invested in the offensive line.
Yep.
I mean, Ragnow's an outstanding center. He had two good tackles, and Decker and Sewell. I think Sewell's one of the best linemen in all the NFL. They're doing a great job, and they're a big reason for the success of the Lions this year.
After the missed field goal, 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line, and the Lions go to the ground game with David Montgomery, who gets yardage out to the 44, 4-yard pickup before K.J. Britt can make the stop, and that may be the final play before the 2-minute warning. They don't have to snap it again, and the Lions are showing very little urgency to do so. And that means we have indeed reached the 2-minute warning, sponsored by First Alert. When is the last time you replaced your smoke alarms? First Alert introduces new precision detection smoke alarm technology to help protect what matters most. Visit firstalert.com to learn more. Lions 10, Buccaneers 3. 2 minutes to play first half. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood 1.
Did you know cooking nuisance alarms are the #1 reason for disabling smoke alarms? Introducing First Alert Precision Detection Alarms. Updated to the latest industry standards, these alarms feature new precision detection smoke alarm technology to help better distinguish cooking smoke and steam from a fire emergency while providing early warning in the event a fire breaks out. If it's time to replace your alarms or you're ready to upgrade, visit firstalert.com or your local Lowe's store to help protect what matters most.
Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years.
Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit Abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Both teams with all 3 timeouts. 2 minutes remaining in this first half, and a 10-3 lead for the Detroit Lions over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A reminder to stay with us for the NFL Playoffs halftime report on Westwood One, sponsored by Wendy's. Scott Graham will talk with Andy Reid. That's coming up on the Wendy's halftime report. Wendy's breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles are here. Limited time only during breakfast hours. And there's nobody that likes the 2 for $3 Biggie bundles better than Andy Reid. We know it. And he'll be with Scott Graham coming up at halftime.
Outstanding.
Very excited. It's a reason for you and I to stick around, too.
Absolutely. I like what you said. Both teams have 3 timeouts. Look for Todd Bowles to use one here if they can set up a third and medium to long.
2nd and 6 right now as Amon-Ra St. Brown goes in motion. Goff throwing that direction. It's St. Brown with a catch and twisted down. He lunges forward, though, as he's going down, kept his balance and sort of army crawled his way to the first down yardage. He was short, but he kept his balance enough to get the first down.
Yeah, great job and nice move. And you're right. This is forearm touch, though, before he gets there. It's really close. He puts his right hand down, but the left arm carrying the ball.
The runner was down inbounds.
And that's the other thing. They said he was out of bounds, but the officials talked about it. I agree that he was down inbounds before he got out. They ruled it dead. He should have been down short of the first down because his forearm actually hits the ball. Hits the ground.
And a good yard short of the first down is when the forearm came down at the 49-yard line of Detroit.
And we're under 2 minutes, so the booth has to review this. Todd Bowles cannot throw a challenge flag here.
Please reset the game clock to 1:56, and we'll run 10 seconds from that spot.
And they have moved the spot back already.
That's right. They got it right.
And this is what we had here is an example of what they've instituted this year.
Please reset the game clock to 1:46.
The expedited review.
Both. Correction, 30 on the play clock. We'll wind both on my whistle.
It's Bill Vinovich, the 3rd or 4th member of our crew now.
A lot of talking going on.
Yep. Thank goodness Bill's got the dulcet tones. It adds to the broadcast.
Well, Bill also, it's national television, national radio. He's like, hey, listen, the people need to hear from me.
Yeah, no, that's why we tuned in. 3rd down and 1 after that. Goff to throw. Pressure comes and he's sacked. Oh, my goodness. It was Kalijah Cansey, the rookie from Pittsburgh. He went right through Frank Ragnow, who is still down on the turf.
And this
for
is
the Detroit Lions.
This is a huge. First of all, it's a huge sack. Todd Bowles immediately calls a timeout. They're going to get the ball back. But even a bigger story right now, and the long-term impact of this game is the status of Ragnow. And what happens is he's blocking Vita Vea, and as Goff is getting sacked, he gets sacked into the back of Ragnow's legs, and his feet are kind of stuck in the turf. And that is an offensive lineman's worst nightmare, is when you get from the backside, you don't even know what's coming. You're engaged. So all the pressure, you're trying to be strong, and then it comes right down on the back of your legs.
Well, good news, he is up and starting to make his way very gingerly toward the sideline. We'll step aside for a quick timeout with the Lions up 10-3. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The NFL is committed to sticking to your game plan and always betting responsibly. If you bet, remember to set your limits, never chase your losses, and only bet when you can afford to lose. To learn more about responsible betting and discover resources to help build your game plan, visit the National Council of Problem Gambling at responsibleplay.org. If you or someone you know may have a gambling problem, please call or text the following 24-hour confidential helpline, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Stay up to date with Westwood One Sports by following us on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. In-game highlights, direct links to listen to live games, behind-the-scenes photos and more. Follow Westwood One Sports on X. So the injury to Frank Ragnow forced Detroit to have to use the timeout. Under 2 minutes, that timeout is charged to the Lions. So not only is their three-time Pro Bowler dinged up, but now Tampa Bay's going to get the football back, Tony Baselli, at a 10-3 game with all three timeouts and still a minute 35 to work with.
Yeah, all day long. I mean, that's enough time to do whatever you want, work the whole field, and remember, they get the ball coming out of the half as well. So if you can get any points here on this drive, you have a chance to take the lead at the start of the second half.
Big stand from that Tampa Bay defense. Crowd grumbling. They thought there was some movement up front before the punt from Jack Fox. No flags are on the field. Waiting to punt this one away. There's the snap back to the punter. Fox will send it toward Tompkins, who will wave for the fair catch, and he'll make it inside the 10. So Detroit got what they wanted. They've pinned Tampa Bay to the 8-yard line with a 44-yard punt. And now Baker Mayfield, who started 1 for 2 for 8 yards with the pick, since that time has gone 8 for 11 for 106 yards. And look, you're 92 yards away from a touchdown, Tony. That's a long way to go, but you do have three timeouts and a minute 28 to work with.
And the one thing that the Lions defense has done a great job, they haven't given up the big play. And so they've forced Baker Mayfield and this Bucs offense to try to earn it and do it the hard way. And that is critical right here. No big plays if you're the Lions defense.
First down and 10 at the 8-yard line. Mayfield in the shotgun. Rachaad White gets the carry, has a hole over the left side of the 15, and then lunges ahead for the first down to the 19-yard line. Pickup of 11. Buys Tampa Bay a little space. Clock running, 1:15 and counting to go in the first half.
Now you get it going. That's a good first down call. Two high safeties. Favorable box. Now we'll throw it.
Mayfield to throw on first down to the sideline, off the hands of Mike Evans, out of bounds, incomplete. And so we'll stop the clock with 1:05 to go in the second quarter. Kind of a pedestrian first half for Mike Evans. Couple of balls off his fingertips, just 2 catches for 41 yards.
Well, it's back-to-back weeks where he has not done a great job of bringing him in. He's such a great player, but a lot of drops the last couple.
Second and 10 at the 19 to the sidelines, looking for Palmer, and the rookie Trey Palmer diving down inbounds, makes the catch near the 29-yard line, but they've got to get the ball out to the line of scrimmage and quickly.
They should have called the timeout right there.
Didn't use it. And now the clock continuing to run. 45 seconds and counting, and it's 3rd and 1. Mayfield stomping his foot. Now 40 seconds to go as he gets the shotgun snap. He'll keep it himself. Mayfield to the 35, across the 40, and a first down, and now Tampa Bay will use the timeout as he gets to the 42-yard line. A pickup of 14 on the scramble from Mayfield. But, Tony, they burned a ton of clock there, all the way down, 35 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, the only reason I can think the Todd Bowles did not want to use the timeout there, because if he gets stopped, Now you have to punt it back to Detroit, and you give them an opportunity to get points before the halftime.
You can catch the Rich Eisen Show every weekday from noon to 3 p.m. Eastern on many of these stations. And be sure to look out for 2 new podcasts from Rich Eisen Podcasts. All the NFL hot takes you can handle on Overreaction Monday, and each Tuesday, download What the Football with Susie Schuster and former Raiders CEO Amy Trask. Get them wherever you get your podcasts. So Baker Mayfield and the Bucs offense. 2 timeouts remaining, 35 seconds to go in the half, down 10-3.
Well, now you're looking with the clock at 35, you got the seconds, you're at your own 42. Unless you can go get big chunks, a big play, you're probably playing for 3 right now instead of 7.
So you're about 18 yards away from where you'd feel real good about a McLaughlin field goal try of 52 yards or so. He doinked one off the left upright his last time. 2 receivers left of the line, 2 receivers to the right. Left hash is where Mayfield gets the shotgun snap, throws up the left sideline. Open is Evans at the 40, twists away from a tackle at the 35, and veers out of bounds at the Detroit Lions 32-yard line.
Well, check that, everything I just said, because there's the big play. And for whatever reason, and I'm looking at this cover 2, and Cam Sutton's just playing too far underneath. He's got to get more depth. There's just too much space, and Baker finds him.
And on first down, Mayfield back to the air, floats it for Evans down the left sideline. Diving catch made at the 2, and he slides to the 1. 17 seconds remaining in the first half, and it's first and goal at the 1. Tampa Bay with a timeout.
Well, you can say whatever you want about Mike Evans having the drops last week and early in this game. That right there was a big-time catch. Man-to-man coverage against Cam Sutton. And a lot of contact throughout that route by Cam Sutton. But Mike Evans is so big, just fights through it, creates just about a half a yard of separation. But Baker Mayfield lays that ball out there. Hands and arms outreach. Mike Evans on his knees, sliding, pulls it in.
They move the spot back to the 2. Still first and goal. 2-yard line. Still 1 timeout for Tampa Bay, and still 17 seconds to work with. So everything is open here for Tampa Bay in the playbook.
Absolutely. So you know you have the 1 timeout. So that means you have 3 plays. One of those 3 plays can be a run play.
They put 2 seconds on the clock, so you have 19 seconds to work with. 6 plays, 90 yards on this drive so far. 57 yards on the last 2 catches for Mike Evans.
Well, we said they didn't manage the clock. We thought, great, because it let so much time get wasted. We said it's going to take chunk plays. Well, guess what? They got 2 chunk plays to the same guy in Mike Evans.
I really did enjoy our conversation, though, about needing a field goal.
Yeah.
I thought that was smart.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
Great radio.
Yep. Put that one in the Radio Hall of Fame. First and goal at the 2. Godwin split wide to the left. 2 receivers to the right of the line. Palmer and Evans. White to the left of Mayfield in the shotgun. Gets the shotgun snap. Mayfield looks, throws, back left corner of the end zone. It is caught. Cade Otton for the touchdown.
Now, they threw a flag. I think they're going to say it was pass interference against Godwin. And Baker Mayfield saw the flag and immediately sprints to the officials, arguing his case. And I'm looking at that. That is not offensive pass interference.
There is no foul for offensive pass interference. The contact was within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage. Touchdown.
Not only was it within 1 yard, Godwin he was running a route. He does not initiate contact. He does not do anything forceful. He just runs really a 2-yard route, turns his body back to Baker Mayfield. Anzalone has to run through it to try to keep up with Otton. He can't. And that's why that play was so effective. I'm glad the officials got together. They picked up the flag. That's the right call.
And now McLaughlin on to try the extra point. And the kick by McLaughlin is good, and we are all tied up at 10. 15 seconds to go until halftime. And what a drive engineered by Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's a break in the action with the score knotted at 10. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
What companies deserve your hard-earned dollar? Which would you want to work for? How can you know if they share your values? Just ask us. Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks who really means business in supporting workers, customers, communities, the environment, and shareholders. We measure progress, track success, and help them be better. When you see the Just Capital seal, you know what's real, because just business is better business. Visit justcapital.com to learn who makes your dollar count.
COVID-19 can keep you on the sidelines. If you're more likely to get very sick from COVID, ask your doctor if prescription oral treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com, sponsored by Pfizer. 7-play, 92-yard drive that took a minute 13 off the clock. If there's a better example of 2-minute offense for a team, I don't know that I've seen it this year.
I love how they started. Start with a nice run to White to get out of the kind of the shadows of your own goal line. 10-yard pickup, then you get into your 2-minute offense. Now, they were a little bit conservative on that 3rd and 1. I didn't like it at the time, but I didn't know Mike Evans was all of a sudden going to go off with back-to-back big catches. And so much goes into how do you end the half and how do you start the second half. And the Buccaneers ended this half in a position of strength. They get the ball coming out. Now the onus is on this Detroit Lions defense coming out of halftime to try to get a stop.
Kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. Good to see this. Frank Ragnow back out on the field, Tony, for this final snap perhaps. And it looks like it's going to be as Goff will take the knee and we'll go into the locker room at halftime. But good to see Ragnow back out there after that scary leg injury. Indicates that we'll likely see him in the second half. But momentum goes into the locker room wearing a Pirate uniform. Tampa Bay ties it up late. 10-10 at halftime.
I mean, it was a close game the entire first half, but it felt like the Lions were in control. And boy, that flipped in the last 2 minutes.
That's the end of the first half with our score tied at 10. When we return, Scott Graham joins us from our Progressive Insurance studios with the halftime report. For a job you'll love, visit progressive.com/careers today. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Welcome back. All right, Jimmy, our Army veteran, for $400. Are you ready to answer the next question?
Actually, I'm good.
Huh?
Well, I already earn and save $473 a year on average with Navy Federal Credit Union. So, yeah.
All members of the armed forces, all veterans, and their families can earn and save more every year with a Navy Federal membership. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA. Dollar value based on the 2022 Navy Federal Member Giveback Study.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg with cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Welcome to the NFL Playoffs Halftime Report on Westwood One. Sponsored by Wendy's. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can choose the pair you want. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price. Once again, here's your host, Scott Graham.
From our Westwood One studios, halftime at Ford Field in Detroit, and for the 3rd divisional game in a row, we have got a tight one at the break. Tampa Bay Buccaneers scoring at the end of a 92-yard drive, tie the game at 10 at halftime. This is game 1 of our doubleheader. Game number 2, familiar foes in the playoffs, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. When they played in the playoffs 2 years ago, they gave us one of the classic games in postseason history. Josh Allen, with 13 seconds to go in that ball game, put his team up by 3. He never touched the ball again as Kansas City won that game in overtime. But Allen realizes today, playing back at home, this is something special.
You know, they've been at the top of the mountain, and they know what it takes to get there. And, you know, we've yet to do that. And as a competitor, as a player, to be in a situation like this is something that you dream about. You know, you really do. And I know guys on this team have been waiting for this moment for a long time. And, you know, to think about how far we've come, you know, even from 7-8 weeks ago to where we are now, to have an opportunity to host a game against, you know, they've won 2 championships in the last couple of years. You can't help but be excited for that.
This is a different Kansas City team, though, and you know that if you followed them all year this year. A team that's not nearly as offensively high-flying. They run the football. They run it effectively. And it has been the defense that has carried this team in a lot of different ways this year. I talked with their head coach, Andy Reid, this week, who had nothing but great things to say about the job being done by his defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo.
Listen, he's done a real nice job with the defense. As the coaches on that side, and Steve is always tinkering. So with it and adding things, he uses all his personnel groups. If you're dressed on the defensive side, you're probably going to be in there somewhere because he'll use you to your strengths, and he does a good job of that.
Is part of his always looking to improve and tinkering, as you said, is that part of the allure between the two of you? Because you're kind of that way too.
Yeah, I think we knew each other before we knew we tinkered. So we've known each other a long time, and but I've always liked his creativity. He's a great teacher, and it's one thing to be creative, but you've got to be able to take the complicated and simplify it and teach it so the guys can actually use it and do it fast. So he does a nice job of that.
Isaiah this year has gotten an opportunity and has made the most of it, and he runs so aggressively. Have you, over the course of the season, placed more trust in him as a growing running back?
Yeah, so I would tell you yes. We forget that he is young. He played just a bit last year for us and really came on for us, did a nice job, learned, and this year he was able to kind of take off, but at the same time continue to better his game as the year's gone on.
That overtime playoff game a few years ago is going to go in a time capsule as one of the most entertaining games that anybody's ever watched in NFL history. You guys played earlier this year. It was much more a field position, a possession, a defensive game. Do you see this game playing out more like the one that we saw a few weeks back?
That's a good question. I mean, I wish I could predict the future. Right, but we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. It could end up being that way, or heck, maybe each team scores once or twice, 3 times. So I mean, who knows? I can't tell you that. We know they're a heck of a football team. They catch your attention right away, and because we've played them, because you can look at the games that they've played since we've played them. And this year, and they've been doing a great job playing football, and so I know they're going to try to score as much as they can, and we're going to try to score as much as we can, and we'll just see where it goes.
Well, we are going to see where it goes, and when you think back to that game earlier this season, it was a possession-by-possession, defensive, field position type game, but there was a wrinkle at the end. Kadarius Toney called offsides on a Chiefs miracle play that would have given him the win. Ultimately, Buffalo hangs on. We'll see how this one plays out this time. When these two teams get together, there's always something to talk about. And we have all the action coming up from Highmark Stadium. Our pregame coverage will begin at 6:15 Eastern Time here on many of these same stations. Our halftime score, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 10, the Detroit Lions 10. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals. Because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
James Brown and Bill Cowher welcoming you back to Dennis Melvin's house. It's time for the Midnight Snack Run.
This is one turkey obstacle course. Sticking to healthy habits in this kitchen is going to take focus and determination, but it can be done, JB.
He's already entered the snack part of the course, and he's eyeballing a jar of chocolate candy.
That is tempting right off the start.
Uh-oh, he's reaching, Bill, but he pushes it away.
Great stiff arm.
He's approaching a plate of delicious-looking iced cookies.
Oh, Dennis, you only want one of those.
He blows right by him for the apple.
Oh, the fridge. It's make or break time, JB.
He stares down some rich-looking treats. Uh-oh, looks like he's headed for the soda. Wait, he jukes left, grabs the water bottle, and shuts the door with his elbow in record time.
Unbelievable move. I gotta see that again.
And he's out. He even turned off the light.
That's the way you execute a midnight snack run.
Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer.
Go to takeahealthystand.org.
Furnished by Stand Up to Cancer.
Godwin split wide to the left, two receivers to the right of the line, Palmer and Evans. White to the left of Mayfield in the shotgun. Gets the shotgun snap. Mayfield looks, throws, back left corner of the end zone. It is caught. Cade Otton for the touchdown.
Otton's touchdown after, well, Mike Evans basically led them down the field, 56 yards in 2 plays. The extra point was good, and Tampa Bay and Detroit are tied at halftime. Welcome back to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One. From the Progressive Insurance Studios, I'm Scott Graham. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $750 on average. Call or click today to find out if Progressive could save you hundreds on your car insurance. Don't forget, next weekend, Westwood One is your exclusive home for Championship Sunday. The AFC title game with the Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills in Baltimore to take on the Ravens. That'll be followed by the NFC title game. The winner of this one, Tampa Bay or Detroit in San Francisco to battle the 49ers. Doubleheader coverage starts at 2 Eastern time on most of these same stations. Log on to WestwoodOneSports.com for more details or to listen to the live stream for free. If it's the NFL playoffs, it's on Westwood One. This has been the NFL Divisional Playoffs Halftime Report on Westwood One, sponsored by Wendy's. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can choose the pair you want. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price. Our halftime score, Tampa Bay 10, Detroit 10. When we return, Kevin Kugler and Hall of Famer Tony Baselli will have the second half kickoff. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Shop literally millions of new and used cars on AutoTrader. If you see a car on TV, driving by on your street, in your dreams, whenever really, pretty much any car you see, you can find one like it for sale on AutoTrader.
The American Red Cross is facing an emergency blood shortage. More donors are urgently needed now to ensure blood is ready at a moment's notice. Make an appointment today to give. Use the Blood Donor app, visit redcrossblood.org, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation.
A 92-yard drive ending with 15 seconds to go in the half ties the game at 10 apiece, and that's where we are as we welcome you back to Detroit alongside Tony Baselli with Olivia Decker on the field. I'm Kevin Kugler. Let's check the halftime stats sponsored by Indeed. Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Indeed's video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Baker Mayfield, 13 of 18, 181 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jared Goff, 14 of 22, 99 yards, a touchdown, no picks. Run game's been hard to come by for Detroit, only 39 yards rushing, 17 yards for Gibbs, 13 for Montgomery. Meanwhile, 69 yards on 10 carries for Tampa Bay, 39 for White, 15 for Edmonds and Mayfield. Michael Evans, 4 catches, 97 yards to pace all receivers in this game. Tony, let's look ahead. What do you see as keys to the second half for each of these teams?
Well, I think what you just said about Detroit's very telling. They only have 9 called run plays. They have dropped the pass 25 times. I think they need to get some balance. This is a team that's best off play action pass. To do that, you got to run the ball. And I think getting away from their identity a little bit. So I would, if I'm Dan Campbell, it's like, hey, let's get Montgomery Gibbs going a little bit in the second half. And then for the Bucs, it's a great opportunity. I'm a big believer. Coming out of halftime kind of sets the tone for the second half. They have all the momentum. And so if they can come down, get the kickoff, and get any points, take the lead after the way that first half went, I think they're in a really good spot.
Well, before we get this second half kickoff and before Tampa Bay goes back to work on offense, Olivia Decker had the chance to hear from both head coaches. Olivia, what'd you find out?
Well, I found out Dan Campbell agrees with both of you. He says he likes how they're moving the ball, but they went in today wanting to be efficient in the pass game, but now it's time to run. Like you mentioned, he knows they ran for just 39 yards, and he said, I want to run into that wall. That's what he's nicknamed Vita Vea all week in every interview he's done. He said, we knew they had an outstanding defense, but we have got to be patient. They're going to have to be patient a little bit longer. They don't start this half with the ball. The Buccaneers do. And Todd Bowles was talking about the composure he's seen from his team. He said that the difference he saw in that final drive where they finally scored a touchdown is he said we just completed passes. His message at halftime was look at what we came here to do, to go to the NFC Championship. We have 30 more minutes to get that done.
Well, Tampa Bay trying for their 5th trip to a conference championship game in history. Lions looking for their first since 1991. It's time for the second half kickoff of the NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. And it'll be Tampa Bay moving from our right to our left. That'll have the football to start off this second half. Kickoff end over end. Tompkins ranging to his left. It'll bounce 2 yards deep in the end zone and die there. Touchback to the 25-yard line. And out comes Baker Mayfield and this Tampa Bay offense. They did not turn it over last week. They were very clean. Mayfield threw for 337 yards and 3 touchdowns. Has the deflected pick today, but Mayfield's been heating up as of late.
Yeah, and Mike Evans is the key on that last drive. He was responsible, in my opinion, for that pick. A ball that bounced off his hands, had another drop, but then on that 2-minute drive, he was outstanding. The big plays. See if they try to get him involved early in the second half.
Emptying the backfield out on first down and 10 at the 25. Now Mayfield will go under center, backs up into the shotgun along the right hash. Play clock under 10. Gets the shotgun snap. Lions rush just 3. Mayfield throws on a cross. It's Godwin at the catch at the 35-yard line, and he's down with a first down near the 37, covered up by Alex Anzalone. Slow developing, patient play, but it gets 12.
Yeah, they run off Mike Evans right down the middle of the field and clear out the underneath route. And then Godwin's just going to take about 2 yards up the field and just sprint across from left to right, and Baker finds him. Nice pickup on first down.
On the 37-yard line on first down. Godwin now in motion from right to left. Mayfield with his arms outstretched, backpedals along the right hash into the shotgun. Stomps his right foot awaiting the shotgun snap. It comes in. He gives it to Rashad White. White barrels over the right hash to the 41-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down and 6.
And neither team really focusing on the run game in the first half. The Bucs only had 8 rushes by the running backs in the first half. That's now 9. And they were effective, though, as far as yards per carry. And again, the first down run, 4 yards. That's winning football because now 2nd and 6 sets up everything. Actually, 2nd and 5. They gave him 5 yards on that.
Pistol formation now on this 2nd and 5. Tompkins motioning behind the pistol. The handoff goes to White again over the left side. There's a hole across the 45. Stutter step at midfield into Lions territory. And across the 45, he's down near the 44-yard line. Got a good block again. You've been telling them to do this all day long, Tony. Run behind Tristan Wirfs. They run behind Wirfs, they get 14.
I mean, Tristan Wirfs is just such a powerful player, and he's just going to work to the outside. A little double team with him in the left guard of Stinney, and then Wirfs gets up to the next level, and Rashard White goes right behind those two, and there's a gaping hole.
First down and 10 inside the Lions 45. 10-10 ball game. Pistol again is the formation. A little bobble on the handoff. White had to reach down to his knee. It dropped down there, and he pulled it back up before contact from Derek Barnes. That's going to go down as a 1-yard run that could have been absolute disaster for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and that's on White. And fortunate that ball didn't go to the ground. The snap's a tad bit high, but Baker does a good job But when he goes to hand it off, the running back is responsible for giving a nice pocket. Rashawn White closes his arms, and there's nowhere for Baker to put the ball, and that's why you almost had that football bouncing on the ground.
2nd down and 9 from the 43 of Detroit. Otten in motion. Pressure comes. Mayfield unloads, finds Evans at the 39-yard line, dancing around on the left side at the 39, giving progress to the 38, but Cam Sutton and Jalen Reeves-Maybin there to smack him down as he gets his 5th catch of the afternoon for 101 yards.
I believe it was Melifonwu who comes scot-free, and Baker sees it, and he understands that he has Evans on just a little 5-yard out, and he's going right there. He recognizes he's not fooled, delivers it right on time, and then Evans does a good job.
Big 3rd and 4 here. Not quite in comfortable field goal range yet at the 38 of Detroit. 3rd down and 4. 3 receivers right, 2 wide left. Lions rush 4. Pressure comes, and he's sacked! Aiden Hutchinson got there! Baker Mayfield dropped back at the 47. Knocked out of field goal range. And the Lions turn the Buccaneers away.
Aiden Hutchinson's going to come unblocked. They got some confusion. They walk up Campbell. They walk up Anzalone. Anzalone comes. Campbell drops out. But the offensive line is sliding to the left, trying to block down, taking care of inside out. But Baker has to understand that. Unblocked is Aiden Hutchinson coming. You have to find your hot route or check out of it and change the protection. But just sitting there and waiting for an unblocked Hutchinson to come is not a good game plan.
No, and it's going to end up with you feeling a certain amount of pain. Hutchinson with the sack, forcing the Buccaneers out of field goal range. The punt to Donovan Peoples-Jones. He'll field it at the 5. Peoples-Jones to the right at the 10. Gets to the 15-yard line, and he's tackled there. We've got a flag down as well. Kayvon Merriweather, the rookie from Iowa, with the tackle on special teams for Tampa Bay. And Bill Vinovich,
well, pushing and shoving after the play there, too. David Moore.
They're in the return. Illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 19. Half the distance to goal. Detroit ball. First down. Timeout.
And that's David Moore who gets called, and there's a little talking, and David Moore didn't like the fact that he knew he got caught, and then shows a little aggression, but they let it go.
And they'll go back to the 7.5-yard line, which is where the Lions will start their first possession of the second half. 10:29 to go in the 3rd. Tied at 10. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
What's up, Doc? A brand new medical podcast brought to you by Decatur Orthopedic Center. Join Dr. Sams and Dr. Sullivan as they take a peek behind the drapes into the world of orthopedics. They will explore the newest trends in orthopedics, sports injuries, and musculoskeletal health. These leading orthopedic surgeons will go into detail about surgery, life as a surgeon, and the impacting change of orthopedics. Find What's Up, Doc at nowdecatur.com under the podcast section or anywhere you get your podcasts.
Ready to purchase that smooth ride? You got it at Staley Credit Union. You want to move forward with a new car, truck, or SUV. But first, you need some cash. Staley Credit Union offers lower interest auto loans that get you in the driver's seat. And if a motorcycle, ATV, or boat is more your speed, we have loans for those too. At Staley Credit Union, you got it. Learn more at StaleyCU.com. This institution is not federally insured by Member Choice. Proudly insured by American Share Insurance.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
It looks like your luggage is over 50 pounds. Is there anything you can take out?
Oh, yeah. Let me just toss all these $20 bills.
Great. Let me grab you a trash can.
Stop. Instead of throwing money away, move some clothes into a carry-on. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more. Up to $100. Ends 2/10. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Kugler and Hall of Famer Tony Baselli here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Ford Field. Huddle up with Grainger to get more done. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by one of over 250 branch locations. 10-10 our score. Wall, you were away. Bill Vinovich came back on and said there is no penalty on the play because the penalty occurred after the ball had been caught. So there is no block in the back. Put it at the 15 where Donovan Peoples-Jones was initially stopped, and that's where Detroit will start. First down and 10 in a 10-10 ball game.
A little confusion.
Yes, very much so.
That's okay. They figured it out, got it right.
And they know, and we know that the ball's at the 15 because we can see it. Always a benefit. Goff will lean in, gets the shotgun snap along the right hash, floats it down the right sideline for Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was well covered by Carlton Davis. And they've done a nice job today, Tony, with the very talented former USC Trojan. He's been very quiet, just 3 catches for 18 yards.
Well, I think they've done a good job in the secondary in general. That being the Buccaneers. I mean, if you look at the total passing yards, net passing yards for Detroit is only 95 yards in the first half. And that's why I think they got to get back to this run game.
Second and 10 at the 15. Goff to throw. Pocket collapsing. Chased by Vita Vea. Floats to the left, and he throws this one away. Again, nobody open downfield. Goff had a minute or two, but then Vita Vea broke through, and when a 350-pound man comes chugging at you, you got to get away.
Well, and you remember, go back to the start of the game, Kevin. They came out and threw it 3 straight times and went 3 and out. And again, Ben Johnson, great coordinator, interviewing for jobs all week. You know, he's going to probably be a head coach, and he's done a great job this year. But again, starting the second half, I would have tried to get the run game going, but they've come out throwing it again, and without success.
Third down and 10. Amon-Ra St. Brown in motion from right to left. 5-man pressure. Goff throws over the middle. Catch is made. Wide open across the 30. Dragging Lavonte David across the 35 to the 40 is Josh Reynolds. A first down at the 40-yard line, but a flag.
Jump block. Offense number 5. After this is the goal, repeat third down.
Take the 25-yard pitch and catch off the board. David Montgomery with a chop block.
Well, David Montgomery, they're bringing the blitz. They bring 5. It's Antonio Winfield coming off the slot. And what happens is you cannot cut a guy if he's engaged with an offensive lineman. And Graham Glasgow was engaged with Britt. And, boy, it's pretty close. I think the chop block happens before Glasgow ever touches Britt. But it's a bang-bang play. The official saw it differently, and that's the flag.
Lions have to do it again, this time 3rd and 17, back at the 8. Buccaneers rush forward. Goff throws it short. Catch made by Laporta and immediately tackled at the 15 by Christian Izien. The rookie from Rutgers would not allow Laporta to turn it upfield. A 7-yard pickup, and the Lions, thanks to the penalty, go 3 and out.
Well, they come out in the second half, much like they started the game, throwing it on every down. They got the nice play to Reynolds in the middle of the field, but comes back because of the penalty. But again, Lions offense, I think, listen, their identity was running the ball, play action pass all year, and they've gotten away from it.
Punt time for the Lions. Clearing out, it'll bounce at the 40-yard line, takes a bit of a Buccaneer roll, and it'll die right around that 40-yard line. A 45-yard punt, but Tampa Bay in excellent field position at their 40 with 9:13 to go in the third in a 10-10 game. The winner is in San Francisco next week. 10-10 our score. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 12th and we'll waive your application fee. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes while giving you a head start on 2024. Earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Pay no application fee if you apply by February 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
Progressive knows we're all trying to save right now.
Hey, at least we're still enjoying baseball on a Saturday night, right? Even if it is T-ball. Yeah, but tickets to the majors are just so expensive now. And who knows, maybe we're seeing a pro in the making. Sure, in 20 years. How is he safe? Boo! This up stinks!
The ump is only 14. We don't really do that.
Oh, my bad. You're doing a great job, ump.
Progressive offers you savings without sacrifice. So save big when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
The American Red Cross is facing an emergency blood shortage. More donors are urgently needed now to ensure blood is ready at a moment's notice. Make an appointment today to give. Use the Blood Donor app, visit redcrossblood.org, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation.
Your morning shave with Barbasol is a time for self-reflection. Look in that mirror and ask yourself, can I make a real difference in this world? Of course you can. Just not today. There's football on. Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
The road to Super Bowl 58 continues tonight with the divisional playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs visit Josh Allen and the Bills. Which team will punch its ticket to the AFC Championship? Visit NFL.com/schedule for more info. Of course, Kevin Harlan and Mike Mayock are standing by to bring you that one right here on Westwood One as well. A stalemate so far in this third quarter, but Tampa Bay with excellent starting field position at their own 40-yard line in a 10-10 game.
Yeah, Kevin, I disagree. I don't think it is a stalemate because you saw the Bucs get a few first downs, and they were right outside of field goal range when that sack came to stop the drive. They got the run game going. They got some good balance. And because of that, field position battle advantage Bucs right now.
Eminem getting the crowd fired up here in Detroit.
Yeah, a little Eminem being blasted over the speakers.
While they showed Eminem pounding his chest to his own song.
Yeah. I mean,
who else could do it?
If I had a song, I'd be pounding my chest too.
I keep waiting for that Baselli Greatest Hits album to come out.
Yeah, you'll be waiting a long time.
First down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Baker Mayfield going under center, now drops back into the pistol formation. He's got two receivers left, single wide to the right. From the 40-yard line on first down and 10. The handoff to Rashad White, and he's met in the backfield. Brian Branch almost took the handoff. A loss of 5 on the play.
Well, he's coming off the slot, and it's a design blitz, first down blitz, and nobody accounts for him, and Branch is just sitting there right when White gets the ball. He has no chance to even put a juke move on. Well-timed blitz. We saw that a couple times coming off the edge, secondary players. Aaron Glenn dialing up the blitzes, and he's been successful. It's 3 for 3 on nickel blitzes and having either a sack or a loss of yardage.
Second down, a long 14. Mayfield pumps and throws low for Otten, and it's incomplete. Kirby Joseph collides with Cade Otten as that ball came in low and knocked it loose. And now third down and 14 with 8:27 to go in the third.
Yeah, and that's a catchable ball. Baker has to throw it lower so Otten can protect himself and go down because it's such tight coverage. But right as he gets his hands on it, a nice hit coming from the secondary by Kirby Joseph, the safety.
This crowd is back. Third and 14. Play clock at 3. At 2 as the shotgun snap comes in low to Mayfield. He's got it. Throws it down the left sideline looking for Mike Evans. A lot of hand fighting and the pass incomplete. Evans was locked up with Cam Sutton, and while Evans got the better of Sutton late first half, Sutton wins the battle this time. And a 3 and out pitched by the Lions D.
Sorry about that, Kevin. They got a blitz coming. The Lions, they can't get there. Great job of the blitz pickup by the Bucs. He has Sutton against Evans one-on-one. And like you said, there's a ton of kind of hand fighting throughout that route. The officials decided to let it go, and it felt like it was mutual. And Baker has nowhere to go with it, just overthrows him, and a 3 and out. And the Lions defense answers the call.
Crowd trying to throw off this punt. Donovan Peoples-Jones will creep up and field it at the 23. To the 25. Goes left to the 30. Stops at the 30, trying to make a move, and nobody can let him go from there. He's picks up yardage to the 31. There is a flag down during the return.
It's right at the line of scrimmage.
And Bill Vinovich says, our referee, as he peers over to the Lions sideline.
He's kind of meandering.
Illegal formation. Offense number 8. 5-yard penalty to be added to the end of the run. First down.
They're going to add that to the end of the run, and so move up 5 more yards from the 31 to the 36, where the Lions will start with 8:11 to play in the third. Still 10-10 in Detroit. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at scheduleacovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The playoffs are here. Get all the action on the BetMGM app today. Take the excitement of football to the next level with same-game parlays, odds boost promos, and much more. Plus, every time you make a wager at BetMGM, you can earn BetMGM rewards points. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. Illinois only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or by texting ILGAMB to 53342 in partnership with Paradise Hotel Casino.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at scheduleacovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. Alongside my partner, Tony Baselli, I'm Kevin Kugler. Let's check in downstairs with Olivia Decker on the sidelines.
Well, Lions left guard Jonah Jackson is officially ruled out with a knee injury. And I just wanted to update center Frank Ragnow because he had missed some time, and the team told me he just got rolled up on. Now, it's huge that he's back on the field. We've already seen him this half because offensive coordinator Ben Johnson said he's their secret weapon against Tampa Bay's aggressive defense, their third highest blitzing team this season. He said we put a lot on his plate this week, and especially in the run and pass game, he's a key cog in what we do. And as Coach Campbell told me, they're trying to run it more.
And we'll see if they get out and get the run game going on this drive. They did not on the first possession. Play action. Goff rolls right, throws it short. Catch made at the 41, and Oliver St. Brown up the right sideline, out of bounds near the 44. 8-yard pickup. Carlton Davis III shoves him out of bounds. It'll bring up 2nd and 2.
Kevin, it is 8 minutes left in the third quarter, so we've 7 minutes of football, and the Lions have not called a run play in the second half. It's been all passes.
It's amazing, considering how successful they've been. First top 5 rushing season for the Lions in the NFL since 1997. Barry Sanders, of course, still in the backfield at that year. 2nd down and 2. Here's a run. The handoff is to Montgomery, and Montgomery is going to be stopped initially, and then a little extra surge at the end. Close to the first down. Looks to be about a half-yard short. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka was hanging on for dear life, and Montgomery trying to power his way to a first down, ends up a half-yard shot.
Yeah, they finally hand it off, but give the Bucs defense a ton of credit. And KJ Britt has had a really good game. One of the inside linebackers playing next to Levante David. 10 total tackles in this game so far. One tackle for a loss.
3rd down and a yard. Play action. Goff sets it up wide open. It's the tight end Brock Wright, rumbling to the left side at the 40, chugs across the 30, and down at the 25 of Tampa Bay. Everybody flowed right. The pass went left, and Brock Wright ends up with 30 yards and a first down.
Yeah, that's a little delayed crosser. They're going to fake the handoff. Everything on the offense is working to the right. And a seldom used tight end in the pass game, Brock Wright, is going to act like he's blocking and then just sneak out and just cross to the left, and there's nobody with him. And Goff throws it back to him for a big play.
On first down, Jahmyr Gibbs with a blocker in front to the left side, and Gibbs knocked out of bounds inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Jamel Dean knocking him out. But how about Penei Sewell out in front at 335 pounds? He is so good.
Well, I mean, this is just very few tackles can do this. He's the right tackle, and he's going to pull. And he first runs right through Shaquille Barrett, hits him, and then Gibbs just gets right behind him. And I think if Gibbs would have slowed down just a little bit, I think Sewell gets another block.
Second down and 2. Goff, sidearm, a little tight end screen to Laporta, who twists his way down to the 16-yard line, very close to the first down. They needed 2. They got about 2. And it's going to depend on the spot. Is it a right foot spot or a left foot spot as to whether or not it's a first down? Yaya Diaby, who made the tackle, is still down on the turf, right near that 16-yard line, the line to gain. Yeah, it is a first down. They move the chains for the Lions.
Yeah, the rookie Yaya Diaby, he drops from his outside backer position, and he is in on that tackle, comes in, he goes low, and you have 2 Buck defenders going high, and he gets kind of caught up in the wash.
So while they tend to the very talented rookie who is up and starting to make his way to the sideline, we'll step aside for a quick timeout. 10-10, but the Lions in the red zone. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg or cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Welcome back. All right, Jimmy, our Army veteran, for $400. Are you ready to answer the next question?
Actually, I'm good.
Huh?
Well, I already earn and save $473 a year on average with Navy Federal Credit Union. So, yeah.
All members of the armed forces, all veterans, and their families can earn and save more every year with a Navy Federal membership. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA. Dollar value based on the 2022 Navy Federal Member Give Back Study.
Looking to buy a home? Get expert advice on finding the right home, making an offer, and the latest market trends from realtors. Listen to Real Estate Today at podcast.realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Hey y'all, I'm Lainey Wilson. I've worn Wrangler jeans since I was itty-bitty doing chores on Daddy's farm. This season's styles will have you ready for the fall and all those crisp mornings and cool days ahead. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Wondering which companies do the best job supporting the environment? Just Capital is a non-profit that measures and tracks large companies on the things that matter most to the public. Learn who's doing good for the world at justcapital.com. 10-10 our score. First down and 10 for the Lions from the Tampa Bay 16. 3 passes, 2 runs on this drive. The 6th play of the drive coming up. A little more balanced and a little more productive so far for Detroit.
Yeah, and the big play was that 3rd and short where they had the little throwback on the delayed drag to the backside to the tight end, and Brock Wright caught it and rumbled with it.
On first down, Goff throws across. It's 10. Caught at the 10-yard line and out of bounds at the 5. Amon-Ra St. Brown shoved out of bounds after an 11-yard gain at the 5. First and goal for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, St. Brown's just going to be working from the slot. They're in man coverage, and the defender just gets caught up in the wash of everything coming in front of him. And there's nobody there, and then St. Brown turns it up, and physical finish to that run through Levante David.
2 tight ends left to the line. First down and goal at the 5. Montgomery, the single back. 10-10 our score. Goff under center, turns, gives to Montgomery, cuts it to the left, plows up the right hash, and is down inside the 2. Second and goal for Detroit.
That was a great run by Montgomery. I mean, it's inside zone to the right, and you have man on man. And on the backside, I believe that's Laporte, who does a good job on the backside end. And it's Shaquille Barrett. He's physical with him, and Montgomery sees it, and he makes such a sharp, decisive cut back to the middle, and that's why he was able to pick up the 4.
Second and goal from the 1. Empty backfield. Shotgun snap to Goff. Looks right. Nobody open. Looks left. Sidearms it into the end zone. Deflected away from Josh Reynolds by Jamel Dean. Third and goal from just outside the 1 for Detroit.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory all day long for Dan Campbell. There is no chance he is going to kick another field goal after having first and goal from the 5. Now,
and here's the
goal
crowd.
From the 1.
They're cheering because they just said Dan Skipper is eligible.
Well, I hope he made sure he talked to Bill Vinovich and really made it clear that he is eligible.
Third and goal at the 1. Motion from Cabinda. Play action. The toss. Back of the end zone looking for Laporta. He couldn't climb the ladder. It was too tall for the 6'3" tight end. Goff airmailed it over his head, and now it's 4th and goal. And you are exactly right, Tony. There is no need for Michael Badgley to even move from his comfortable seat on the bench because the offense is staying out there.
Well, they brought in the big man Skipper of 6 offensive linemen. They're selling, hey, we're going to run it. The play action pass. But Ryan Neal, the safety, is not fooled. They have man coverage, and the reason Goff had to throw that so high because Ryan Neal had perfect coverage against Laporta.
Craig Reynolds, the running back. 4th and goal at the 1. 3 receivers stacked to the left. Now motion across from Amon-Ra St. Brown. The give is to Reynolds. Up the middle and into the end zone for a Lions touchdown. Craig Reynolds had his first career rushing touchdown earlier this year, and now a playoff touchdown gives the Lions the 3rd quarter lead.
Well, that's big boy football. They were going downhill the entire time, right at Vita Vea. And Dan Campbell, Olivia told us, right coming out of halftime, he calls them the wall. Well, they said, we're going to move the wall. And they got enough movement on the interior of that offensive line for Reynolds to get low pad level and bully his way into the end zone.
Frank Ragnow sore over on the bench, Tony. They're having another look at him. The athletic training staff is over to look at the talented center as the extra point is good to make it a 17-10 Detroit Lions lead. A break in the action in Detroit, and the home team back on top thanks to the touchdown run on 4th down from Craig Reynolds. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there, here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-DO.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
But that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
The run to the Super Bowl is on, and NFL Network is your home for the most comprehensive playoff coverage anywhere, all the way through Super Bowl 58. NFL Network, one network, all postseason. The run played a key role in the Lions' go-ahead touchdown drive. 10 plays, 64 yards. But, Tony, we saw balance that we hadn't seen before that drive, really since early second quarter.
Yeah, they were pass-heavy coming out of half, but on that drive, it started with great field position. Just an average punt, good return, but then the penalty, 5 yards. So they started right around 35-40. So good start in field position. And then they came out, the 10 plays, came down to 6 pass plays, 4 rushes. And we saw the pass plays were play action where they got some mismatches and guys wide open. But I think getting back to that foundation, hey, we need the run ball. Even if it's not super successful, let's pound the rock. Let's let our offensive line go to work a little bit. And then get them on their heels, and the play action pass will even be more open.
So a 17-10 lead now for the Lions. 3:48 to play in the third. Detroit will kick off from the 35-yard line. Tompkins, a step to his left, arms outstretched as the ball bounces through the end zone for the touchback. Along with Tony Baselli and Olivia Decker, I'm Kevin Kugler here on Westwood One. A 17-10 lead for the Lions as you continue to listen to the NFL Divisional Playoffs, which are presented by Intuit TurboTax. So now Tampa Bay's got to find an answer, and oh, look who's back. The crowd in Detroit.
And the towels are waving, and this place, I don't want to say it ever got quiet, Kevin, but you can sense a little bit of concern, but they're back.
From the shotgun at the 25-yard line. Blitz being shown. There was movement up front, and an offsides is going to be the call. Pass caught by Tompkins. He's buried for a loss by Cam Sutton at the 18-yard line. But Brian Branch was coming on pressure, and he was about 3 steps across the line.
Defense number 32. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Yeah, he got caught, and he knew it. He's coming on the blitz, trying to time it up. They've been effective with that nickel blitz coming off the edge from the slot receiver, but this time Branch he couldn't hold his water. He knew he was dead to rights. The flag was coming. And just fortunate that they didn't have a vertical route where Baker could throw it up and take a chance. They had called the screen to the receivers, so it didn't hurt him much.
First and 5, Evans in motion from left to right, chased from left to right by the corner Cam Sutton. Mayfield to throw, pressure coming as he gets rid of it to Otten, and it's dropped at the 42-yard line, and here comes a flag. The flag landing right at the feet of Efatu Melifonwu, who is on coverage, and it's going to give Tampa Bay a first down.
Yeah, but Rachaad White's down. They brought the blitz. I think Anzalone comes. And he's coming on the blitz and absolutely runs right through and over Rachaad White,
who's still down at the 25-yard line. Now, this is a long conversation with referee Bill Vinovich and the rest of this officiating crew.
And I actually... Prior to the pass, holding. Defense number 6. 5-yard penalty.
And that was the debate. Was it a hold or was it a pass interference? And they called the hold.
Yeah, I think the injury came because of the pass rush from the backside. Baker gets hit as he's throwing, and everybody comes right on top of Rachaad White, who's engaged with Anzalone. And looking at the penalty, Melifonwu definitely grabs the shoulder pads of Otten as he's trying to come back.
So good news for Tampa Bay. Rachaad White, mild limp, but he is up and walking under his own power to the Tampa Bay sidelines. He got over there and was met by his teammate David Moore, and he nodded his head as if to say, yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah, Ozernike is the one who got the pressure. He's working from that left defensive tackle position, puts a really nice rush on the right guard, the rookie Cody Mock. He beats him, and he's hitting Baker right as Baker's throwing that ball.
So now in comes Chase Edmonds after the penalty, first down at the 35. They'll line up in the pistol formation. Edmonds the carry, starts to the right, bounces it back to the left, and wrapped up by Brian Branch after he picks up 3.5 yards. They'll mark him to the 39. It's a 4-yard gain for Chase Edmonds, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, both these teams have only used the rush sparingly, and you can't blame them because coming in, both defenses are really good against the run. But right now, you can sense that this crowd knows how big this drive is. They got a 7-point lead. Feels like their offense is clicking, and if they can get off the ball, get off the field and give their offense a chance, it could change everything in this game.
On the pistol play action, Mayfield floats it to his tight end, Cade Otten. Otten up the right sideline has a first down. Tripped up on that right sideline by Brian Branch, but not before Otten is able to work his way out near the 48-yard line. Picks up 9. And Tampa Bay with a first down. Nice touch on that ball from Baker Mayfield. A high arcing rainbow.
Well, that's how you quiet the crowd right there. I mean, you can sense this crowd feeling it, getting into it after a nice first down stop against the run. The Bucs come out, call a naked bootleg to the right, and you're right. There's a man right in the face. I believe it was Ozurike who's sitting right in front of Baker Mayfield, and Baker lobs that over the top to Otten, pick up the first down. Moving the chains for the Bucs.
Mayfield will drop into the gun. He's got Edmonds to his right on first down. Lions bring pressure. Mayfield in some trouble. Pumps and rolls to the right. Throws on the run to the sideline. Cade Otten with the catch. Toe taps at the 39 as he goes out of bounds. An outstanding play by both quarterback and tight end to pick up 13.
Well, I don't know how Baker gets rid of that because the entire front four is barreling down. And he actually gets bumped and pushed back, and he kind of stumbles a little bit, keeps his balance, works to the right, and then just throws a dime and picks up the first down to Otten.
From the 39-yard line on first down, 2 receivers left to the line. Single wide right. Back into the shotgun. Rachaad White back on the field. Mayfield steps up. Throws. Otten open at the 20. Tumbling backwards. He falls down, gets back up before he can be touched down, and works his way all the way to the Lions' 12-yard line. A 27-yard pitch and catch as Mayfield has found Cade Otten on this drive.
I was going to say, all of a sudden, they can't cover Cade Otten. And again, he's wide open, right in front of Vildor, the safety, and Otten kind of backpedaling, turning, trying to catch that ball. He does. He stumbles and does the right thing, getting back up and picking up a few extra.
3 catches for 49 yards in the last 3 plays for Otten. From the pistol on first down, they set up the wide receiver screen, but the pass led Devin Tompkins a little bit too far. He had Godwin out as his blocker, but Baker trying to lead him a little bit led him about a yard too far for the 5'8 speedster Devin Tompkins.
Well, if that's a better throw, they had a chance. Because Godwin is blocking, and he's a big man. And if Hopkins can get outside, and that's where it's designed to go, because Melifonu's coming inside out. He could have got outside. He might have got the corner and had a chance to score.
Instead, second down and 10 at the 12. 24 seconds left in the third. Buccaneers down 17-10. Shotgun snap to Mayfield. Backpedals right hash. Pumps. Steps to the right. Pumps again. Pressure comes. Mayfield hit as he throws. The pass is incomplete. Boy, that was some strength. Tyson Alu brought up from the practice squad, the veteran in his 14th year, yanking down Baker Mayfield, who was able to fight him off long enough to throw it incomplete. Now 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Alu drafted in the first round by the Jags 14 years ago, had a stint with the Steelers and came up from the practice squad and just kept on working. You know, protection was good early. Baker can't find anyone. He's trying to get out to the right side, and Alu just keeps on fighting.
3rd down and 10 at the 12. White motioning to the right of Baker Mayfield. He's on the right hash. Moving from our right to left. Arms outstretched. Gets the shotgun snap. Pressure comes. They set up the screen to White. He's got a block. White to the 10. He's going to walk in for a Buccaneer touchdown. The Lions brought pressure. Rachaad White was the outlet. And Tampa Bay is an extra point from tying it up with 10 seconds to play in the third.
What a great play call by Dave Canellis, the coordinator. And Baker Mayfield knows it. Right after he throws it, he's pointing to the sideline saying, that's it. That's the call. They anticipated the blitz. They got the screen right into it. And there is nobody out there with Rachaad White, and he just waltzed into the end zone untouched.
Extra point on the way, and it is good. And with 10 seconds to go in the third, what an answer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They march down the field and tie it at 17. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg or cheese biscuit, small Caesar potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Next Sunday, don't miss all the NFL excitement on Fox. It's the NFC Championship game. Either Tampa Bay or Detroit will be out in Santa Clara to take on the San Francisco 49ers. Check your local listings for more details. Catch the NFL playoffs on Fox. Of course, you can also hear that game right here on many of these same stations, on the NFL app or online at WestwoodOneSports.com. You talked about it, Tony, at the beginning of that possession for Tampa Bay. Felt like a really important drive. The crowd was back. This place was frenzied. And all Baker Mayfield does is march 7 plays, 75 yards, capping it with the 12-yard touchdown catch for Rachaad White.
Yeah, and Otten was the big, delivered big there. He was the big target on that drive, 3 big catches, and then finishing off with the just outstanding play call, the screen against the blitz to Rachaad White. And now all of a sudden kind of back in your court, Detroit offense, and unless there's one big play right here, Kevin, you're going into the fourth quarter tied up at 17-17.
With one trip to the NFC Championship hanging in the balance. It's kind of how we wanted it when we came into this game. 10 seconds to play in the third. Jahmyr Gibbs is the single back. Lions will start at their own 25-yard line. Amon-Ra St. Brown in motion from right to left. The give is to Gibbs. He'll go to the right side. Got a block, and Gibbs upended as he gets to the 30-yard line by Carlton Davis III, and that will take us to the end of the third quarter with the score. Detroit 17, Tampa Bay 17. We've played 3 quarters, and we're no closer to figuring out who's going to San Francisco. Let's see what happens in the fourth. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Running your own business can feel a lot like running a one-person relay race. When you've got to expand your team, share the baton with Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring platform has smart tools to help you attract, screen, and hire quality candidates to your roster. And they don't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Nix the hassle. Start hiring. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit to expand your team today.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 12th and we'll waive your application fee. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 125 degrees and certificates in in-demand fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills and credentials you need to achieve your career goals. Pay no application fee if you apply by February 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Today's broadcast of the NFL playoffs on Westwood One is sponsored in part by Grainger, by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by Wendy's, by Progressive Insurance, by AutoZone, and by NFL.com. What a way to start Sunday in the divisional round, the best weekend of the year. We've got a terrific ball game through 3 quarters. Lions and Buccaneers tied at 17. Alongside Tony Baselli with Olivia Decker on the field, I'm Kevin Kugler. Our entire Westwood One crew elated to be in Detroit today. And Tony Baselli, a 2nd and 4 to start this quarter for the Lions in a tie game at 31. Lions trying to get to their conference championship game for just the 2nd time ever and the first time since 1991. For Tampa Bay, it would be their 5th trip to a conference championship game in the history of their franchise.
No, it's huge. I mean, I think the history of this Lions franchise, I think everyone in this stadium and probably a lot of the NFL, unless you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, love the story of Dan Campbell, what he's done here. But a lot on the line, tied up going into the fourth quarter.
Second down and 4, play action. Goff with time, throws, Gibbs with a catch at the 35 out of the backfield to the 40, and he'll back his way to the 42 before Levante David finishes off the play. Pickup of 13 and a Lions first down.
Well, very nice job by Goff of understanding what was in front of him off the play action phases and fake it to Gibbs. He wants to work down the field, but it's pretty good coverage, and Gibbs just sits it down underneath the linebacker level of that zone, and Goff gets it to him.
First down and 10 at the 43, just underway in the fourth quarter. Ball on the left hash, Lions moving from our right to our left. Goff in an empty backfield, gets the shotgun snap. Buccaneers rush 5, throws over the middle. Catch is made at the 45 by Josh Reynolds, across the Tampa Bay 40, and down to the 39-yard line. Another first down, this time a pickup of 18. And the Lions hustle up to the line.
Yeah, this is the efficient passing game that the Lions wanted to have from the beginning. And it starts with protection, and I really think it starts with the threat of run and getting that going.
First down and 10 at the 39. Here's the run. They give to Gibbs. High steps his way across the 35 and ushered out of bounds at the 32-yard line by Carlton Davis III. Zion McCollum also over there, closing off that outside after a 7-yard pickup for Jahmyr Gibbs.
Well, really nice job on that right side of the offensive line. And Gibbs is so explosive. And he has great vision. He sees it. And you can just see him shifting to, another gear once he gets through the line of scrimmage. Big time pickup on first down.
Second down, a long 2 for the first. Ball just inside the 32-yard line. Single back is Gibbs, gets the carry, cuts up the middle, big hole to 25, goes left at the 20, turns on the speed at the 10, inside the 5, and on a diagonal to the pylon has a Lions touchdown. 31 yards for the lead. Jahmyr Gibbs and Detroit back on top, 23-17.
And that offensive line we've been talking so much about, man, they did a great job right there. It's just inside zone, and it's the cutback. It's the vision of Gibbs, just cutting it back to the right side, and then the speed. And you don't get big runs unless you have good blocking down the field by wide receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown, big-time blocking against Jamal Dean to allow Gibbs to get it in.
Badgley on for the extra point. It is good, and with 13-13 to play in the fourth, the Lions respond 24-17. Tampa Bay, your turn next. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
When it feels like the world has stopped, good finds a way. Good is happening, even now. Good connects us, even when we can't get close. Good never stops, and neither does Children International. With support from caring friends, we help provide children and families with the critical essentials they need. Essentials like food assistance, hygiene education, medical help, and financial support. To learn more, go to children.org/help today. Together, we can help end poverty for good.
In 2007, Marine First Lieutenant Travis Manion was killed in Iraq after saving his wounded teammates. Travis's legacy lives on through the 5 words he spoke before leaving for his final deployment. If not me, then who? Words that today fuel the spirit of Travis Manion Foundation. Words that live in veterans, families of the fallen, and inspired civilians who go out of their way to find a way, who help others with the help of others, who bounce back after each setback, who make good on good intentions. Through Travis Manion Foundation, if not me, then who, are words that can live in you too. Show the world what your character is made of, because character is invisible until it's not. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans, families of the fallen, and inspired civilians at travismanion.org. That's travismanion.org.
Kevin Kugler and Tony Baselli here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Ford Field. For the ones who get it done, there's Grainger, offering over 1 million industrial-grade products, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. 24-17, the Lions lead again. 13-13 to play in the fourth. A 5-play, 75-yard drive. 4 touches on the drive for Jahmyr Gibbs for 57 yards. 3 rushes and 1 catch.
Yeah, running the ball works. And let's give some guys credit. Wushke, who came in for Jonah Jackson, did a great job. He was on the front side, a little double with Taylor Decker. On the backside, Glasgow had the keep walk on the 3 technique. He got movement, and that's where the ball ends up going. Gibbs cuts it back, and then I talked about Amon-Ra St. Brown. He does a great job in the secondary. It's just man-on-a-man, good scheme, and then you let your great athlete Gibbs do the rest.
Kickoff will go through the end zone for the touchback. And to the 25-yard line come the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. Going back to work, 19 of 28, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 deflected interception in the first quarter. The Baker's been really good today, and it's really been the story of the Tampa Bay surge late in the year. As Baker got better and better and better, so did Tampa Bay. They're going to need him to get better again here as the crowd roars once more. From the 25-yard line, Godwin motions from right to left. He'll join Evans to the left of the line. Mayfield on the right hash, gets the shotgun snap. Lions rush 4, swings it to Rachaad White, off his hands, incomplete. White looked up, he saw Alex Anzalone and that blonde flowing hair running at high speed his direction, and he dropped it.
Well, it doesn't matter, because Anzalone is going to probably tackle White for a loss. So sometimes dropping the ball is the right move. And that was the case because Anzalone read that little swing pass from the start, was right there when White tries to bring it in. And so really no harm, no foul on that one for the Bucs.
2nd down and 10. Tompkins in motion from right to left. Mayfield gets the shotgun snap, facing a 4-man rush. Step to his right. Thompson throws behind his crossing tight end Otten at the 29-yard line. There was plenty of heat. Aiden Hutchinson breathing down the neck of the veteran quarterback, and now 3rd and 10, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, it was late heat though. And you also had McNeil back there. And Baker has time originally, but it's great coverage on the back half. And so Baker can't find anyone, starts working to his right side, and then Aline and Hutchinson are right there.
Buccaneers 4 for 10 on 3rd down. This is a long one. They're just 2 for 6 when it's 7+. 3rd and 10. Mayfield looking, swing to White. White breaks 1 tackle up the left sideline, and Anzalone rides him out of bounds. Short of the first down, near the 32, a 6-yard pickup on the play. But the Buccaneers a 3 and out, and the punt team coming on for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they show pressure, the Lions do, in the interior of that defense. They drop out, but then they bring Branch on the blitz on the outside. And so Baker Mayfield just swings it to White and lobs it over the blitzing Branch, but the Bucs do a great job of rallying, getting there, and there's just no chance that he's going to pick up the first down.
Punt time for Tampa Bay, and a good punt, uncorked by Camarda. It'll bounce at the 8-yard line, and it checks up, takes a little bit of a roll favoring Detroit, and it's going to be downed near the 11-yard line by Tampa Bay, and Detroit will start deep in their own end with 12:12 to play in the fourth. The road to Super Bowl 58 continues tonight with the divisional playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs visit Josh Allen and the Bills. Which team will punch its ticket to the AFC Championship? Visit NFL.com/schedule for more info. Let's check in with Olivia Decker.
Lions receiver Josh Reynolds just came out of the locker room with a thumbs up, which is good news as they were working on his midsection here on the sideline. He's good to go.
Good news for the Lions. Reynolds has been a key cog in what they've wanted to do today. Has a touchdown catch. First down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Play action. Laporta with a catch at the 11-yard line. Pretty well defended, though, by Tampa Bay. Tried to turn it up the left sideline, and before he could get to the 15, Zion McCollum and Jamel Dean were there to hold him to a 3-yard gain.
Well, right now the pressure's definitely on this Bucs defense. You're down 7. Just under 12 minutes left in this ball game, and you really can't afford the way this game's going. Now, you have firepower with Mike Evans and Godwin, so you can score quickly. We saw that at the end of the first half, but still, in a tight ball game, this is where you need to get a 3 and out, because your special teams did a good job backing up the Lions offense. If you can get a 3 and out, you're going to give Baker Mayfield good field position.
Jamel Dean down on the turf, Tony. Tried to get up after that tackle, and he stays down. The athletic training staff is out to tend to the fifth-year corner from Auburn. While they do, we step aside. Detroit with the ball on a 24-17 lead, 11:48 to go. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
NFL Plus is your ticket to the NFL postseason.
We gotta get this one, boys. Let's go!
With NFL Plus, stream the entire NFL postseason and catch Super Bowl 58 live on phone and tablet.
That is unbelievable.
Plus, stay connected throughout the offseason with special content, the NFL Scouting Combine, NFL Draft, and more, all in one place. Sign up today at plus.nfl.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The copyright of today's broadcast of the NFL playoffs on Westwood One is owned by the National Football League on behalf of its member clubs. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the NFL is strictly prohibited. Well, this has been a fun one today. 11:48 to go in the fourth. No matter where you're listening, Jacksonville to Nashville to Los Angeles, California, we're thrilled to have you with us as we wind our way through this fourth quarter. A 24-17 advantage for the Detroit Lions, who are trying to get to the conference championship game for just the second time in franchise history. 31 seasons, the second longest active drought. Only Washington's been away from a conference championship longer, 32 years for the Commanders. But work to do. 2nd and 7 for Detroit at the 14-yard line. Jamel Dean made his way to the Buccaneers sideline, and Bucs can ill afford to have him out for too long. Both he and Davis have played well at those corner spots today. 2nd and 7 at the 14. And on second down, play action. Goff with pressure coming, steps up in the pocket, throws across the middle. It's caught at the 20 by David Montgomery, and he fights his way to the 25 in the arms of Levante David. It'll be a first down for Detroit.
Yeah, we've seen this a couple times in the last two drives. You play action pass, nothing down the field, and they're just checking it down to the back after the fake. And those linebackers are getting enough depth where it's easy pitch and catch, and they're moving the chains with it.
First down and 10. Play action. Goff looking. Goff throws left side. It is caught at the 45, and backing out of bounds near the 48 is Jameson Williams. 25-yard pitch and catch, and Detroit with another first down.
Yeah, that's a big-time throw right there. That's not an easy throw. James Williams is going to just try. He starts to run off the corner, and he's working against Chase Lucas. And then it's just a deep comeback, And that ball's thrown before Williams ever comes out of his break, and it's right on target.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line. The handoff, and Levante David right there to bury David Montgomery. No gain on the play, maybe a yard. And they may have given him progress to midfield, but Levante David closed it down quickly. Few better tacklers in the league over the last decade than Levante David. He's right there with Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, and just to clean up the last call, it wasn't Chase Lucas. He plays for the Lions, so he wasn't covering the Lions.
No, probably not.
Looked at the wrong guy on this flip sheet. It was Zion McCollum, who had the coverage on that last play.
Second down and 9 at midfield. Shotgun snap. Goff with the pocket being pushed. He's in trouble and he's twisted down. Levante David, Kalijah Kanzi, both getting to the quarterback, and David able to get there and rip him to the turf. A loss of 6.
Yeah, give credit to Levante David. He's the one who's working against David Montgomery on the blitz. And he just overpowers him, kind of pushes him back and gets on the edge. And really just reaches out with that right hand and gets Goff to the ground.
Lions are 5 of 11 on third down. This is 3rd and 15 from the 44. Shotgun snap. Goff backpedals, looking, throws left side, coming back to get it is Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he leans forward for the first down. They'll spot him at the Tampa Bay 40. They needed 15, and St. Brown gets 16. First down, Detroit.
What a great play. And remember this play right here. 3rd and 15 after the sack. About midway through the fourth quarter, that pickup right there might be the difference, because the Bucs got the sack, they got 3rd and long, exactly what you want. And St. Brown's just going to work in the slot, just straight up the field, and the timing was perfect. As he's coming back, that ball's already arriving, and then he fights for the first down.
Shotgun snap to Goff on first down. Looks and throws. Open is Gibbs. A juggling catch at the 30. Here's left at the 25. And out of bounds inside the Tampa Bay 20. Chased out by McCollum after a 20-yard pickup. 24-17 Detroit as the Lions get into the red zone once more.
Well, you see why they love this young rookie Gibbs out of Alabama, because it's not just what he can do running the ball in the run game, but coming out of the backfield as a receiver, he's just so dynamic. And he's so quick and athletic, just works and gets away from Britt, who has the coverage. And then when he went after the catch, he's remarkable.
First down and 10 from the 20. Shotgun snap, play action, Goff checks it short, Laporta with the catch. Laporta pulled down by the ankles by KJ Britt at the 13-yard line. 7-yard pickup on the play. Laporta so active today, his 9th catch of the afternoon.
Yeah, he's feeling that knee right now.
Yep.
You can tell. He's not quite looking the same, moving the same as he was earlier in the game.
Second down and 3 at the 13 as they hustle to the line. The handoff on a bit of a delay to Gibbs. He'll work his way up the middle and gets inside the 10. First down, Detroit. First and goal, Lions.
Yeah, I thought that play wasn't going to go anywhere, because Yaya Diaby, he does a good job of setting the edge and gets some penetration, but it's really Gibbs. Just his ability to cut back into the middle and get what he could. And then he's not the biggest back, but boy, he finishes runs with good pad level falling forward.
First and goal at the 9. Ferkser motioning to the slot left side. 2 receivers to the right. Goff in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Buccaneers rush 5. Goff floats it to the right side of the end zone. Fingertip grab. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Goff laid it out there beautifully, and St. Brown gives the Lions a 13-point lead. It's 30-17. 6:22 to go in the fourth. And the NFC Championship game looking a little closer than it has in decades to Detroit.
Well, they got what they wanted. It looks like a little wheel route, man coverage out there, and Zion McCollum gets the responsibility against St. Brown. It's actually pretty good coverage. He's in his hip pocket, but it's a perfect throw. Just lobs it over the shoulder. And as you said, the fingertip catch by St. Brown in the back of the end zone.
10-play, 89-yard drive. Is that the drive that seals a ticket to the West Coast for the Detroit Lions? Along with Tony Baselli and Olivia Decker, I'm Kevin Kugler here on Westwood One. You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax, and you're listening to it from a very loud and very happy Motor City right now, because the Detroit Lions are 6 minutes and 22 seconds away from playing for a trip to the Super Bowl.
So now, if you're the Buccaneers, you got to play fast. You're down 2 possessions. You got 6:22. Good news, you got all 3 timeouts. But I can go back to that 3rd and 15 right after the sack. The Bucs had a chance to get off the field, and a great route by Amon-Ra St. Brown and a better throw by Jared Goff. And then the effort of St. Brown after the catch to just fight his way for that extra yard was really the difference. And you look back on games, it always comes down to 5 or 6 plays that really make the difference. The problem is you don't know when those 5 or 6 are going to come. And I think that's one of them. And it led to the touchdown. Another great throw by Jared Goff to the same guy, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And you look up at the scoreboard, in a game that was tied 17-17, now it's 31-17.
Kickoff through the end zone for the touchback, and out it comes to the 25-yard line. There's been so many fits and starts, Tony, in this Lions franchise over the years. So many different rebuilds. This was a true tear-down-to-the-studs, start-over project for Dan Campbell and his staff.
Well, and they got the most important thing right, in my opinion, and that's who's going to lead the franchise, who's going to set the culture, who's going to set kind of the attitude of who they are, and that's Dan Campbell, and they've changed the perception of this franchise and who they are.
Mayfield on first down, Tampa to work, to the air to Godwin, and Chris Godwin gets 11 to the 36-yard line. Hutchinson with the tackle, first down, and here's that pace that you talked about, Tony. Buccaneers hustle up to the line.
And you just can't relax with the Lions. The Bucs have too many weapons outside that can score really quickly.
From the 36 on first down, Mayfield's pass deflected at the line. That pass is incomplete. John Kaminsky swats it down at the line of scrimmage. 5:57 to go in the fourth. Second down and 10. Tampa Bay trailing 31-17.
And we haven't heard or seen much of Mike Evans in this second half. Remember that he ended the first half on a bang. If I'm Baker Mayfield, that's where I'm looking. I'm trying to go find my big-time all-pro receiver outside.
Mayfield on second down. Blitz comes. Shrugs off the pressure. In trouble. Breaks away. Now he's sacked. Melifonwu. Jalen Reeves-Maybin finally got him to the turf. A loss of 4, and it's 3rd and long. Tampa Bay.
Todd Bowles knows this is a critical third down. He's going to use one of his 3 timeouts. And just all kinds of pressure against Baker. And Baker does a pretty dang good job of hanging in there. I think he broke about 3 tackles, but in the end, it was just too much. And Aaron Glenn, who has brought the pressure with the blitz today, brings it again. And just Baker has really no chance because they bring one more than they can pick up, that being the Lions. And Melifonwu is the guy who comes first. He follows Anzalone, and then he's come scot-free. He misses, but then the rest of the guys rally and get there. And it was just a great job by Aaron Glenn in designing that rush. And actually, it wasn't Anzalone, it was Jalen Reeves-Maybin, as you said. He comes first, and then after that, there's just not enough guys to pick up the blitz.
3rd and 14. This crowd in a frenzy. 3 receivers right, single wide left, shotgun snap. Baker Mayfield sets and throws down the left sideline, too far for Chris Godwin, who was open Mayfield just couldn't connect with him, and it's 4th and 14 with 5:37 to play in the fourth. And the Buccaneers deep in their own end of the field at their 32-yard line. Down 2 touchdowns, will go for it.
Boy, they had it. He had a chance there. There's a little space in that cover 2, between the corner and the safety, and Godwin had found it, and Baker made the right read, but just too much gas on it, just slightly overthrows Chris Godwin.
4th down and 14 from their 32. Mayfield gets the shotgun snap. Pressure up the middle. Rolls right. Throws on the run. Open is Evans at midfield. He's got the catch and out of bounds at the Detroit 44. Kirby Joseph finally caught up with Mike Evans, but 24 yards later they convert on 4th and long, and the Buccaneers still with life.
Well, he's been quiet in the second half for the most part, but this time just running across left to right. And Baker Mayfield, give him all kinds of credit because they bring the blitz right up the middle. And he has pressure pretty early as he drops back. He sees it and he fights out to the right, just scrambling. And on the run, sees Mike Evans and delivers a strike.
Just his second catch of the second half as he goes to the sideline, does Mayfield, and finds David Moore. First catch of the day for David Moore on the right sideline. It's another first down. He goes out of bounds near the 33, a pickup of 10. Clock will stop, 4:53 to play in the fourth. Buccaneers down 31-17. Big 4th down conversion. Keeps the drive alive. And now on the move with a 1st and 10. Ball to 33 of Detroit. Mayfield to throw. Right side. Open is Godwin. And Godwin makes the catch and goes out of bounds near the 15-yard line of Detroit. They'll mark him at the 16. Melifonwu with the tackle. 17-yard pickup. Clock stops, 4:46 to play.
What a throw. I mean, just a great throw because Vildor is the underneath corner, and he's reading it. It's cover 2. He falls back and dives and almost gets a hand on that ball, but it's so accurate, and he threads the needle and gets it to Godwin.
2 receivers either side of the line. First down, Mayfield looking, throws right side, and he threw that one away. Chris Godwin was in the area, but nobody really open, and Baker Mayfield not wasting a lot of time, knowing that there's not a lot left. Throws it away, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I thought if he would have hung in there a little bit, I thought he had Otten breaking in the middle of the field. But he was looking that way, but there was not pressure, but for whatever reason, the clock was ticking in his head. He got rid of it and just threw it away.
I got to think it speeds up in moments like this, too, Tony, where you know there's an urgency.
Well, I think so, but you know what the great ones do? No matter what, they're able to slow the game down.
2nd down and 10 at the 16-yard line. Shotgun snap to Mayfield. Sits in the pocket, throws for the end zone for Mike Evans, and it's a leaping grab in the middle of the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. And the Buccaneers are not done yet. 31-23 with the extra point to come as Tampa Bay converts on a big 4th down. Several plays later, puts 6 on the board.
Yeah, they got trips to the right in a bunch formation, and Mike Evans is the outside receiver, and he's just going to work straight up the field, break it to the middle, a little skinny post, and it's pretty good coverage, but Baker does the right thing. He throws it up high where his big receiver will get, and now Todd Bowles is following the analytics. Analytics tell you down 14 this late, you go for 2, so you have a chance to win it. And if you don't get it, you still have a chance to go for 2 to tie it up.
Yeah, your win percentage if you go for 1 goes up 3.3%. If you go for 2 and are successful, it's over 5% increase in your win percentage. It's a big deal to get 2 here. Mayfield alone in the gun. Stops his right foot, gets the shotgun snap, throws the fade, back left side to Mike Evans. The pass is incomplete. Melifonwu draped all over Evans. Evans asking for a flag. There is none. The 2-point try is no good. And with 4:37 to go in the fourth, it's an 8-point game. 31-23, Detroit's lead down to 8. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Is your battery dead? At AutoZone, you can get the right Duralast battery to get you back on the road. Duralast batteries are designed to deliver OE performance and strong starts, even in extreme weather conditions. When you have a battery problem, get the right Duralast battery for your vehicle at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. The playoffs are here. Get all the action on the BetMGM app today. Take the excitement of football to the next level with same-game parlays, odds boost promos, and much more. Plus, every time you make a wager at BetMGM, you can earn BetMGM rewards points. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. Illinois only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or by texting ILGAMB to 53342 in partnership with Paradise Hotel Casino.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
My car!
but what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois. Looking to buy a home? Get expert advice on finding the right home, making an offer, and the latest market trends from realtors. Listen to Real Estate Today at podcast.realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights, open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood 1, your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 58.
We are Fox Sports 1050 AM Decatur is WDZ Decatur. Stream Fox Sports 1050 anytime at nowdecatur.com.
Impressive answer from Baker Mayfield when the Buccaneers needed it most. They had to convert on 4th and long, but they go 9 plays, 75 yards, 1 minute 45 off the clock. You talked about it, Tony Baselli. The Lions could not get complacent because Tampa can score, and they can score quickly. Under 2 minutes and a touchdown on the board.
I mean, it could not have gone better. The only negative is Todd Bowles had to use one timeout on that 3rd and long situation. Now, they didn't convert there. They ended up getting on 4th. But outside of that, scoring under 2 minutes, now it's a one-possession game, and now it's on the Bucs defense.
And a kick deep into the end zone for the touchback out to the 25-yard line. Stream the NFL on Westwood 1 for free, sponsored by AutoZone. AutoZone has free battery testing and charging. That's right. Get your battery tested and charged for free. Make AutoZone your end zone. Get in the zone. AutoZone restrictions apply. So here comes Jared Goff, 14 of 18, 177 yards and a touchdown in the second half. Going to work here from the 25-yard line. See if we see a heavy diet of the run game with David Montgomery in at running back. Laporta motioning to the left of the line. Goff will go under center. Amon-Ra St. Brown in motion. Play action. The swing to St. Brown. The blocking in front at the 30-yard line. St. Brown to the 35 and a first down out at the 40-yard line. Penei Sewell out there blocking. Jamison Williams there as well. Picks up 15. Does St. Brown on a first down.
Well, I love that play call by Ben Johnson because everybody is thinking they're going to run the ball, 4-minute offense, let's get the clock moving. And they sell the play action, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is just sitting out there pretty much by himself, one-on-one blocking in front of him, and is able to pick up the first down. And the Bucs without one of their starting corners, Jamal Dean, on a cart going into the locker room.
And a handoff now to David Montgomery. Montgomery slips through a tackle at the 45 and will back his way with his backside landing across midfield. And a little booty ball gets him 10-plus and a first down for Detroit.
This is where having that really good, big offensive line comes into play. Where if you can just line up when everyone knows you want to run it and still do it, that's a powerful weapon. And it's just inside zone. Montgomery's going to keep it to the front side on the right side and just follows that really good offensive line. Glasgow, the right guard. Ragnow, the center. Good double team. Get to the next level. Sewell just kicks it out. Outstanding execution. 3 straight touchdown drives for the Lions as they set up just across midfield with a first down. Fake the pitch to the left. Roll right. Pressure comes. Goff's in trouble and he's down. Shaquille Barrett
with the sack. And a timeout will be used by Tampa Bay. There's also a flag down at the 39-yard line.
I think they're going to get holding in the secondary.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Defense number 24. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Well, that's just a killer because they got the sack, lost yardage. Todd Bowles was going to use one of his two remaining timeouts. But then you look up and you got a flag in the secondary, and it's like, my goodness. Even when we get something good going on, we just cannot catch a break.
Tampa Bay has not charged a timeout as the clock stops due to the penalty.
You had Davis with hands to the face, and so as Bill Vinovich just shared with us, that's an automatic first down. You get the timeout back, but now you're looking. You got to get a stop here. I mean, just 3:02 left. You have two timeouts. Really, on these set of downs, you can't afford to give up another first down.
3:02, two timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. First down from the 45, handoff to Montgomery. Montgomery runs into the arms of Vita Vea, and surprisingly doesn't go down right away. It's a pickup of 3 to the 41. Devin White came in to help out Vita Vea. Now the timeout used by Tampa Bay. With 2:52 to go in the fourth, they have 1 remaining. Don't forget to join us Sunday, February 11th for Super Bowl 58. Kevin Harlan, Kurt Warner, Dean Blandino, Devin McCourty, Mike Golick, and Laura Oakman will have all the excitement live from Las Vegas beginning at 5 p.m. Eastern. Scott Graham kicks off our pregame coverage at 2 p.m. Eastern. Log on to WestwoodOneSports.com for details or to listen to the live stream for free. If it's the Super Bowl, it's on Westwood One.
Well, remember last week against the Rams, the Lions got the ball in a 4-minute offensive situation. Rams only had one timeout, and they never saw the ball again. It was a combination of the run game and a great play call and a gutsy play call on second down where they threw it to Amon-Ra St. Brown to pick up the first down, and they were able to kneel it out and never give Stafford a chance. And they're trying to do the same thing right here because the last thing you want to do if you're Dan Campbell is to get Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans back on the field and trust your defense. 2nd and 7. Goff to throw. Swings it to Reynolds Montgomery out of the backfield. Dropped immediately by Levante David at the 45-yard line. It's going to be a loss on the play back to the 45, maybe the 46, depending on where they spot it. They'll put it at the 45. It's a loss of 4 and back them up. And Todd Bowles deciding to hold his last timeout because he knows they have to run at least one more play before the 2-minute warning. And because of the loss, it's now 3rd and 11, so see if this is a calculated gamble that pays off for Todd Bowles. 3rd down and 11. St. Brown in motion, back to the right side of the line. Shotgun snap comes to Goff. Goff looking, pressure comes, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. And so that incompletion will stop the clock prior to the 2-minute warning. So before the 2-minute warning occurs, you'll have a change in possession, and then Tampa Bay will have 2 minutes plus 1 timeout for Baker Mayfield to work with down 8. Yeah, he was going to Amon-Ra St. Brown the entire time. And he was trying. They knew they had man coverage, and they were trying to work him in the middle of the field, but it's outstanding defense, and Goff just has nowhere to stick it in there. 4th down and 11. Lions punt team is on. Jack Fox with his heels at the 40-yard line will punt it away. Tompkins, the deep man, tries to hang this one up. Tompkins waving for the fair catch. He'll make it near the 10. And Tampa Bay 90 yards away from a potential tying touchdown. We've reached the 2-minute warning officially with 1:59 to go in the fourth. Detroit 31, Tampa Bay 23. What a finish coming up. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Finding quality candidates for your small business is no little league game, but Indeed can help you cover all your hiring bases. Their all-in-one hiring platform has smart tools to help you attract, screen, and hire quality candidates. And they don't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Nix the hassle. Start hiring. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit to expand your team today.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 12th and we'll waive your application fee. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes while giving you a head start on 2024. Earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Pay no application fee if you apply by February 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's a long way from Detroit to Santa Clara, California. Tampa Bay needs to add 90 yards to that distance if they're going to go, because they're at the 10-yard line. They're 8 points down, 31-23. One timeout left for Baker Mayfield, who's been brilliant today, Tony. 344 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And the one interception was a deflection that should have been a catch by Mike Evans. And Mike Evans is having a heck of a day. 7 catches for 142 and a touchdown. And let's not forget, similar situation at the end of the first half, backed up like this, and the Bucs went down and scored a touchdown to make it 10-10. And so there's confidence in that huddle right now because they've done it and done it very recently.
That was a 92-yard drive. This one's easy. Only 90 yards.
And here comes the crowd. This place, as loud as it's been all day, pushing the 120 decibels.
They'll line up in an empty backfield to start. 3 receivers left, 2 wide to the right. Going from our left to our right. Lions rush 3. Mayfield throws short to Evans at the 14. He'll fall forward to the 15. Clock continuing to run. 150 and counting. 5-yard pickup. Bucs to the line. 2 receivers left. 2 wide right. Mayfield stands along the right hash in the shotgun. It's the snap from the center, Hainsey. Throws over the middle, floats it high, and it's intercepted! Picked off by Derek Barnes! The former Purdue Boilermaker with the biggest interception of his life! Sealing the deal for the Detroit Lions!
Oh my! And Baker just bent over at the 10-yard line, just going, what did I just do? Now walking with his hands on his head, and he's trying to get it in the middle of the field to Otten. And there's a little bit of pressure. They bring the blitz again. And he's drifted to his right, throws off his back foot because there's someone, I think it's Kaminsky. Yep, it's Kaminsky's who's hitting him right as he throws the ball. And what an outstanding play by Derek Barnes, undercutting the in-cutting route and holding on to the interception. And the Lions are going to the NFC Championship.
A knee is taken and a celebration decades in the making begins in Detroit. The clock continuing to run. With every second that ticks off the clock, a month, a year, a generation of frustration ticks off with it. 1 minute to the NFC Championship. Jared Goff has been there before, but never as the quarterback of the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell, in his 3rd year, has brought this franchise back to beyond respectability. Goff takes a knee. There will be no more snaps. And for the second time ever, it can be said the Detroit Lions are playing for an NFC championship for just the second time in franchise history. The NFC title game will feature a Lion. It's Detroit and San Francisco next week with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line.
I mean, congratulations. You talked about it. Congratulations, Detroit Lions. You talked about it, Kevin. How this was a complete rebuild by Dan Campbell. And when he got hired, this franchise was irrelevant. I mean, just decades of frustration. And, going through several losing seasons, an 0-16 season. I mean, they were known for just being bad. And he came in from his opening press conference, said things were going to change. And after only winning 3 games the first season, turned it around last year, just missed making the playoffs, and now this year winning the division and taking this team to the NFC Championship. And I'll tell you one thing, the Niners will probably be favored next week. But this Detroit Lions team, don't count them out, because they got a grit and they got a toughness that starts with their head coach, that they will be ready and they will not be intimidated going in to Levi Stadium up in the Bay Area.
Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay got hot late, won their division, knocked off the defending NFC champs, the Eagles, last week. Baker threw for 349 yards and 3 touchdowns today. But that last interception, one too many, as the Detroit Lions get the 31-23 win. Let's go downstairs to Olivia Decker on the sidelines.
Okay, thanks, guys. I'm with defensive lineman Aiden Hutchinson. Now, you're from nearby Plymouth. I don't have to tell you the history of the Lions, and that 2 playoff wins at home have never been done. What does it feel like to be a part of this group?
We're making history this season, and we're going to keep doing it.
You said last week you heat up late in season, and last week you were battling an illness. What were you feeling in your game today?
No illness, good vibes. Body was feeling better this week. So happy we got the win.
You don't get to bring this crowd with you when you go to San Francisco. Where do the Lions stack up against the Niners?
Yeah, unfortunately we don't, but this team is capable of anything, and we're going to put everything into next week. And it's win or go home, so we're not looking back at this point, and I think we're all just very excited to go to San Fran.
You had 2 sacks on Matt Stafford last week. You had a sack on Baker Mayfield today. Next week you get Brock Purdy. What do you see in the Niners offense?
Great offense. We have a tough task ahead of us.
You seem very calm, Aiden.
Just soaking it in. It feels it's a lot of hard work been put into this, and all these fans deserve it, and just taking that in.
You enjoy this one. This is special. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Well, certainly this Lions team is not in the position they're in, Tony Baselli, without the contributions of Aiden Hutchinson. Just part of this rebuild that we talked about throughout the broadcast that Dan Campbell and his entire organization have done with this Lions team. And drafting Aiden Hutchinson with the number 2 overall pick last year was a big step forward to improving this defense and giving the Lions a chance to play, as they will next week, for a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, more than anything, for me, Kevin, it's just of how they approach it. It's a physical group. It's a gritty group. I mean, it's how they play offense. They didn't run the ball as much as I thought they could have today, but, they got that going. And really, they got a bunch of guys. Look at Jared Goff. The Rams didn't want him. Dan Campbell comes in and says, hey, you can be our quarterbacks. You build an offensive line. You draft it back early in the first round, say, we're going to run the ball. It's just the whole thing. And then on defense, make the conscious effort saying, we're going to stop the run. And so it goes to the whole mentality of toughness and physicality of how they want to play. And they had a bunch of guys who believe. And they've bought into the message. And the result is they're 1 game away from going to the Super Bowl. And it's going to be a heck of an NFC championship next week up in San Francisco.
Just their 3rd postseason win in the Super Bowl era. It's still 2 fewer wins than any other franchise in the NFL, but none of that matters right now because this win punched their ticket to the NFC Championship. 31-23 Detroit with the victory over Tampa Bay. Back with more in a moment. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Hey, it's Michael Fabiano. The playoffs are here. The stakes are higher than ever. And there's no better way to turn playoff football's big game energy into 100 times your money than Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less than a projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's that easy. You could turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Get in the lab and cook up your winning entry. Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100 when you download the Prize Picks app and use code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Welcome back to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One. It's time for our Wrangler highlight of the game.
The goal at the 9. Burks are motioning to the slot left side. 2 receivers to the right. Goff in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Buccaneers rush 5. Goff floats it to the right side of the end zone. Fingertip grab. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Goff laid it out there beautifully. And St. Brown gives the Lions a 13-point lead. It's 30-17. 6:22 to go in the fourth. And the NFC Championship game looking a little closer than it has in decades to Detroit. That's the highlight of the game, sponsored by Wrangler. 75 years of history and still blazing trails. Check out Wrangler.com today to discover new styles and all the latest denim trends. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Tampa Bay would get a touchdown back. They'd go for 2 and fail on the 2-point conversion and then get the stop they needed. Got the ball back, but Baker Mayfield's interception thrown to Derek Barnes, the linebacker who came out of Purdue, comes up with the pick that sealed the deal, and the victory belongs to the Detroit Lions, who are now on their way to the NFC Championship game. And how about Jared Goff? You talked about it. He was a guy that was cast aside by the Rams. They didn't want him anymore. And there was talk after that first year that what would the Lions do? Would they go get another quarterback? Would they not? They obviously didn't. They took Aiden Hutchinson with their first-round pick. And all Goff has done is become the 10th quarterback to now make a conference title game with multiple teams. And some of the names you'd expect. Kurt Warner, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning. Some of the other names, though. Doug Williams, Jay Schrader, Kerry Collins, Craig Morton, and now Jared Goff that have made the conference championship game with multiple teams. An interesting and eclectic group that now Jared Goff is one of 10 in.
Craig Morton?
Craig Morton.
I was a big Craig Morton fan growing
Denver
up.
Broncos,
Denver Broncos.
Yeah. And Dallas Cowboys.
I was going to say, the Cowboys is the other team he went to the championship game with.
No, And you know what? Kudos to Jared Goff because he was such a big hit as a young guy in L.A. You're the first overall pick. You're this big guy. You go to the Super Bowl. Everybody's loving you. They fall out of favor a little bit. They move on from you. The trade for Matthew Stafford. And all of a sudden, he's the toast of the town in Detroit.
Well, and it was definitely the feeling you got was the Rams felt like they couldn't win it all with Goff as their quarterback. And he gets traded away for a Detroit favorite in Matthew Stafford. And what does Stafford do? He goes wins the Super Bowl. So it's like even added kind of pressure and, you know, and how you're viewed. And I give him a ton of credit. And I give the staff around him a ton of credit. I think Ben Johnson's done a great job. Mark Brunell's the quarterback coach. Dan Campbell, just how they've made sure to send the message that he's our guy. And that's important for a player, especially at the quarterback position. And Jared Goff has paid it off because he's proven that he is a franchise quarterback. He is a guy that you can build around, and he can take you a long way. And he's taken this team to the NFC Championship, and I don't think anyone would be shocked if next week that this team in Detroit I don't think they're afraid to go on the road. I don't think it matters. Now, they're playing a great 49er team, really good team. But it's going to be a physical football game, because you have two teams. The Niners are a physical team, the way they play and the way Kyle Shanahan coaches. Big on the offensive line, run the ball, tough defense against a physical Detroit team who wants to run the ball and be physical and get after you.
Meanwhile, the Tampa Bay season comes to an end, and the questions will start to be asked now about Baker Mayfield. On a one-year deal, his deal is now up with the season ending. Where they go with him, where he ends up, he's certainly going to be in demand, especially the way he played late.
Well, yeah, he's going to be somewhere, and I think he's in Tampa. And you look at this Buccaneer team, it was an organization that had, I think, the most dead cap money because of Tom Brady retiring and the number of things they did. They went all in. And this year, they signed Baker to a one-year, $4 million contract, and I think it was really a build, hey, let's rebuild, let's get through it. And they're in the division round, and they went toe-to-toe with the Lions. And I think Baker Mayfield is the right guy. I know he's respected in that building. They like him. He's a leader. I think he'd go with him.
The final score in this one, Lions are on their way to the NFC Championship with a 31-23 win over Tampa Bay. You've been listening to the NFC Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. We'd like to thank our crew for this afternoon. Studio coordinator Art Martinez, studio producer Brian Finkelstein, production assistance provided by Deborah Guthrie, Dan Silverman, Tony Guastella, and Nathaniel Finch. Our statistician Greg Schultz, our spotter Joe Abramson, our engineer Al Rosenberg, our producer Aaron Cummins, coordinating producer Mike Eby, the executive producer of Westwood One Sports is Howard Deneroff. A reminder that BetMGM is the official odds provider for Westwood One. Please gamble responsibly. Stay tuned for Game 2 of our NFL Divisional Playoff doubleheader. Up next, the Buffalo Bills host the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody getting ready. Kevin Harlan, Mike Baer, and Aditi Kinkawabla are standing by to bring you all the action. Once again, our final score from Ford Field, Lions 31, Buccaneers 23 now. For Scott Graham, Tony Baselli, and Olivia Decker, I'm Kevin Kugler. Thanks for joining us. You've been listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.